Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're here to celebrate. Now, I'm so happy that Jimmy Carter. Now, rest in peace, Jimmy Carter. I will say, in all respect, he was the second worst president of all time. Let that be very clear. But he's still a human being, and the fact that he was honestly the fact that he was a president and was able to live to 100 years old. By the way, I think he was a very good person deep down, but I don't think he ran the country very well. On the other hand, though, we have a person who I think is rotten to the core in Joe Biden. We're going to compare the legacies of Joe Biden to Jimmy Carter, and we're going to show you why Joe Biden is the worst president of all time. I think it's really important that we go over the fact that Joe Biden really is the worst president of all time. Jimmy Carter, I don't know if he's the second worst president of all time. He was not a good president, but I do believe his heart was always in the right place. That's the one thing I will say about Jimmy Carter. He's a humanitarian. He was trying to do the right thing, right? Whereas Joe Biden, I think, is a crooked politician who's been in the game for far too long and is a total piece of garbage. And we'll compare the two, We got my boy V Pirate. Woo! How's it going? Feels like forever since I caught one of your lives. Did I hear right? Jimmy Carter died. That is true. It's unfortunate. Now, I think Jimmy Carter, like I said, I think his heart was always in the right place, but he still is the second worst president of all time. Joe Biden, though, definitely takes the cake as the worst president of all time. And this is more of a tribute to Jimmy Carter and Christmas as well. Look, we want to celebrate post-Christmas as well. We'll see how Christmas went for Tim Smith. A very Jimmy Christmas circus peanut celebration 2024. I did send you the link, by the way, Tim. If you didn't get the invite link, let me know. That's if you're interested in joining in on the StreamYard. I didn't end up doing one last night because you said you were gonna watch a movie, so I was like, okay. But yeah, you just let me know. Just get on when you feel like it, man. And V Pirate says, didn't Robin Williams have a skit about Joe Biden back in the 80s about how he was corrupt and made no sense? Absolutely. I think he did. I don't really know, to be honest, but it sounds like something Robin Williams would do. Tim Smith says, okay, be right back. Hello, says Kanika Films. By the way, Merry post-Christmas to you guys. I didn't really wish anybody a Merry Christmas before I went on Christmas. I have, what's really great is I have the next few days off. I'm very happy about that. So I get to stay away from work for a while. Thank God. Carly Scoville says, hi. Hello, J.I. Let's see. And then what year were you born in? Well, 1988 was the year I was born in. Kanika Clip says, hello. Hello. Wait, says Joe. India. Thank you, Kanika. I appreciate it. Bo Dragon says, I'm going to put a hickey on that dick. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you, bro. Kanika Clip. So Tim Smith is saying Kanika Clips is smoking hot. Charlie says, do you like your mom? She's a good person. Well, maybe not that she hasn't always been the best person, but I think she's become a decent person in her later years. I'd like to believe. Kanika Clip says, I don't know more English. That's okay. I eat some macaroni in front of you guys, though. I'm going to suck some D. Suck some D, oh, suck some D. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hold on. You caught me eating macaroni. Hold on. I got to put my headphones in. I forgot to put my headphones in my ears. Give me a second. That way I can hear you. Hold on.
All right. Woohoo!
There we go. I can hear you. There we are.
You got the ears? You got the ears? I got the beers.
I got a plate of macaroni right here. It's homemade macaroni and cheese. My girlfriend made it, and it's pretty good. It's showing that to the crowd real fast. And
where's the chili?
No chili tonight. I do have a pizza in the oven though. I've got a pizza sitting in the oven, so I decided to have a little bit of leftover mac and cheese, and then I'm gonna devour a brick oven pizza. Maybe not the whole thing. I'll save that for leftovers to it. But yeah, I'm ready though. I'm Joe Biden's other son today.
Yeah, the pizza in the oven. Is it male or female? How about this? Do a pizza gender reveal live on the stream.
Ooh, if it looks like it has a penis on it, then we'll call it a dude.
Whoops.
Good to see you, man. How was your Christmas?
Proof I was just in the U.S.
Oh, you got some dollar bills, dude.
Woo! I'm back. I'm slamming pineapple pilsners.
Oh shit, dude. Oh shit.
Innocent Gun Caribbean rum casks.
Ooh. Looks pretty
but
good.
I'm out of those, so we're just gonna do some peach Perriers for now.
Hell yeah. Give me one second though. I think I might have a beer. Then I might join you for a beer actually. One moment though, I gotta pull the pizza out of the oven because I think it's just about done. I'll be right back. Oh. Woo. All right, I'm back. All right.
Nice. So run down your Christmas. So let's start like maybe Christmas Eve. So what's going on there? What happened there?
So Christmas Eve, I went over to my mom's place for Christmas Eve. My girlfriend joined me. We did a little gift exchange because she wasn't going to be able to make it to because she was doing Christmas with her family and I was doing Christmas with my family. So we were doing it in Eugene, Oregon, instead of Coos Bay, Oregon for regular Christmas. But yeah, Christmas Eve went really well. Got to, get some gifts. Got my girlfriend like a 56 pack of joints for about $60. She got a lot of weed out of the deal, and I did get Star Trek: The Next Generation. Hold on, let me see if I can.
Whoa.
Chess. It's a chess set. It's a little chess set here.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. She found it on eBay for like $30. It's used. It was made in the 90s. All the pieces are intact. The only thing that's dented is just the box. I was like, damn, she got it for like $30, and I was like, oh hell yeah. So
that's amazing.
I got a lot of candy as well for Christmas too. Mainly just candy and little tiny things here and there. But yeah, so that was my Christmas Eve. How was your Christmas Eve, man?
Man, I was down at the mansion in Laguna.
Ooh, hell yeah. Visiting your pops?
Yeah, I went there on Christmas Eve. Yeah, I got there like around in the afternoon. And then it was just they were drinking mimosas. It was like orange juice and champagne or something. And then there's a lot of Modelo's, and I think we had food. There's like a Mexican guy there, and he had marinated a bunch of flank steak and like orange juice and peppers, and then we had a bunch of like tacos. That was wild.
That sounds good, dude.
Yeah, so the mansion, there's all these people that I hadn't seen in like 20 years, like aunts and stuff, and so that was cool. But at the same time, like Christmas Day came, and then the day after we went to San Clemente, we went way out on a pier. There's like people fishing out there and stuff. Up at someone's house for like Chinese food. It seems like a high rent area there, but yeah, it was great. But at the same time, it was also like 3 days of normie babble. You know what Michael Malice calls it, normie babble. So like, if I must have heard about 80 different stories about people's cats and like the vacation they just took. It never ended. I was tanking halfway through day 2. But my dad's got this music room. So we had my aunt singing. We had 2 different drummers. We had him on guitar. They gave me a bass, and I played bass. And then if I didn't know what to do, I would just go hang out in the music room and play drums. So I did a lot of music. But that's what was going on. I was spending at the mansion. Then I came back yesterday, I think, or something. I don't know.
Dude,
anyway,
what a beast.
Yeah, it was wild. But
sounds like a good time.
We kind of got a little bit of argument at the end. It was like the final boss. It was like a leftist final boss. I argued. Oh wait, do I like Godzilla?
Yeah, that's what Carly's saying. Do you like Godzilla? I'm just gonna throw questions out there. If you see them, just answer them as best as you can.
I like the song Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult more than I like the Godzilla movies. I like the movie Cloverfield more than I like the Godzilla movies, but they're not bad.
Now you said there's a last boss. You said you had.
Yeah, so I argued with an actual rich California liberal about the homeless crisis or whatever we were talking about. I think I said women. I think I said women were happier in the past, which turned out to be true. I found like research articles on it. But like I'm arguing with her while she's got the wine with the temperature controlled wine cellar in the background of the argument. In like their giant living room with like 100-foot ceiling. It was the final boss. I don't know if I won. Someone called me an asshole, some random husband of someone. Someone else said something else. Like it never didn't get heated. One person cried at one point. But it's just like anyway.
How sensitive are these people? Damn.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought this family's supposed to be tough. Where did they get all this money?
Well, here's the thing, man. You know, even when you don't agree with somebody, you're a fairly kind person. So I don't know how anybody could call you an asshole for They're probably one of those people that have TDS. You know, they hear Trump's name one time and then they just go crazy.
Yes, that's apparently that's true. A lot of places in California, just like the name drives them crazy or something. But they kept saying, I have no compassion because I said I don't have compassion for homeless people or something. But the thing is that, you know, California spent like $100 billion on the homeless crisis. And not only did it not get better, it 10x'd in the amount of homeless people. So that's my point. I'm just saying compassion doesn't always fix everything.
Well, and the problem is all those tax dollars are being laundered for they're saying that it's going to the homeless, but probably only 5% of that money that they say is going to the homeless is actually really going to the homeless, which is probably virtually not at all. But
yeah, same with like the drug situation. It's like, so I've known so many personally, and it's like, and like too much compassion just keeps it going forever because they always got someone enabling them. Or, you know, when you watch those intervention shows at the end, they always tell the family, you're going to have to read your letter and tell them you're not going to see them anymore if they don't change. Well, that's all I'm saying. It's like sometimes compassion just prolongs it indefinitely. So that was my point. But anyway, I don't know if they got that or not. But you know, it didn't get too crazy. It was just fun to get something else going on. If I had to hear one more story about someone's dog or like the beach they were just at for like 3 days, I was going insane. And it's also a lot of hanging out. I don't hang out anymore. Like, remember growing up? Like, you probably have that now. Like sometimes your friends call you up, like, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" It's like I can't remember the last time I hung out. I don't really hang out anymore. 3 days of hanging out.
Yeah, it can be different for sure. Because, like, for instance, I basically hang out by myself a lot. Yeah. So I know that. I mean, I'll hang out with, you know, like some friends of mine that are around town and stuff. They'll come on over and bring over like some beers and stuff. But outside of it, yeah, it's tough to be able to actually hang out for a long duration of time, especially when you don't do it like all the time, you know, because I don't do it all the time, you know. And I could understand how that could be a little bit tough, actually, especially if
they had a pool table. I use the pool table. All right, he's always good about reading messages. You just have to give them a minute. V Pirate tuning in. Ooh. Right on. But yeah, you know, there's a pool table. There was the music room. There was, I don't know, a lot of food. We're chugging down food all the time. But know what? It was cold as hell there. Like we were like right near Anaheim. Like, it was free. I get there, it's like freezing cold. I asked them, "Is this normal?" They're like, "Yeah, it gets cold." But then, like, you know, the next day I was sitting. The sun hit me for like 30 seconds, and it was like 150 degrees. The sun went behind a cloud, and it was freezing again. So it was pretty cold while I was there.
See, like, I hope he look at these nuts. Says, I hope he doesn't say he had to visit Daddy and the state prison. Sorry, guys, just had to say it. All right,
That's funny.
I love look at these nuts. Is always a good force. Let's see. Peasant says chubby and bald.
Is that me? I got hair.
I think he's saying I'm chubby.
You have more hair than me, though.
Yeah, actually, Tim has more hair than me.
No, you got more hair than me, but neither one's bald.
Oh, George Washington's a cunt, dude. Bald, fatty. Dude, George Washington calls me fat all the time, no matter what. So,
oh man,
damn it, George Washington, you're supposed to be our founding father. Now you're just a total dick. Fake George Washington pisses me off. Let's see. Do you like Godzilla? I like the Eminem song. There's a song by Eminem called Godzilla where I call it he breaks the rap barrier, where he like spits out more words in like a minute than anybody in history or something like that. It's crazy. But he broke a record with the fastest rap verse of all time in that song, which is pretty damn impressive. But how do you feel about Jimmy Carter passing away, though?
Well, his presidency ended like just as I was. Let's see, when was it? When was his last year? 1980 or 79?
I think so, actually. Yeah, I don't know much about Jimmy Carter except for the fact that he just wasn't a very good president. Was what I mean. He's definitely, you know, he's a humanitarian. Yeah. I'll give him props there. He was actually, I think his heart was in the right place, whereas Joe Biden, I think, has no heart, and I think is a very corrupt individual. At least, even if Jimmy Carter sucked at being the president, you could tell he had at least a good heart. I'll give him props on that. And but fuck Joe Biden. He's the worst president of all time. He will go down as the worst president. Joe Biden will. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The most failed presidency of all time.
Yeah, I love how with Biden, it's like, I mean, there's a million things he could be working on in the last month. Here's what he's spending his time doing: trying to sell off pieces of the wall on the southern border and commuting the sentences of people on death row. And it's just like, you know, isn't there anything else you could be doing for this last month?
Dude, he's such a cunt, dude. He's awful. He's really bad. Like,
I do like the fact that he came out and said that he would have won if he would have run instead of Kamala. He said that like a couple days ago. That made me smile.
That's funny, dude. I think he would. I think they both would have lost inevitably. Either one of them. It didn't really matter who ran.
You know what though? After spending like a few days with these rich people and seeing how they operate and everything, I think it's been mostly Jill Biden making the decisions, because that's the way they are. They always have some wife like that, and then it's like, and they who kind of runs everything, and the dumb guy just sort of goes along with it. I think it's really been Joe Biden who's been deciding everything, and she's probably doing even more because she hates Kamala and she hates that, you know, they made Joe Biden step down. She hasn't said anything on social media since that's happened, since Joe Biden stepped down. So. Dude. So I blame Joe Biden. I blame Joe Biden. You know, I blame all of them. It's just, you know, it's pretty bad. But Jimmy Carter, I remember when I got older, I would go watch stuff from the 70s. And it would be like talk shows, game shows, stand-up comedians, movies, and they would make Jimmy Carter jokes. But that was until I was older, because I kind of came about in the Reagan era. And I don't even remember him that much. I remember George H.W. Bush more. I was kind of young during the Reagan era in Canada. So, but yeah, Carter is someone who came up later a lot. You know? But I don't know. I guess he was okay. He, what was this whole thing? He had something in the Middle East he never got done. But basically, there was a gas shortage because of like Middle East issues. And instead of like drilling for more in the U.S., he just told everyone to put on a sweater because we're going to be really cold because we don't have enough gas or something. And then that lost him a lot of votes. So.
Wait, Jimmy Carter said this?
Yeah, I think he said something about that. It was just like,
that's wild, man.
Yeah, because there's a gas shortage because of the Middle East, and he's just like, well, we're not going to get you more gas, so just put on a sweater.
Actually, I'm curious. I want to see what ChatGPT says about this real quick.
Yeah, look up Jimmy Carter gas sweater, maybe.
Well, no. I'm just talking about the worst president of all time.
Yeah.
Who was the worst president of all time? Was it Jimmy Carter or was it Joe Biden? Please be objective and use as much information as you can to make this decision. Was it Jimmy Carter or was it Joe Biden? Who is the worst of the two? Thank you. All right, let's see what the AI says. All right, let's see. To evaluate whether Jimmy Carter or Joe Biden is the worst president of all time, it's important to objectively consider their presidencies in terms of political policy achievements, economic performance, I don't care. Let's see. If he is favorably as one of the best. Conclusion. Okay. If judged solely on their presidential records, Jimmy Carter is often criticized more harshly for economic struggles and crisis during his term, making his presidency appear weaker overall. Joe Biden, despite facing criticisms as notable achievements that counterbalance his weaknesses. Thus, Jimmy Carter may edge out as the worst president of the two in terms of public perception and immediate presidential performance. However, history might judge each differently as time provides greater context. I don't. Wow.
Why it probably says that? Because Joe Biden got like those extra like 20 million votes in 2020 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it probably incorporates the numbers as him having the most votes ever, and that factors into the answer.
Yeah, makes me so angry. The AI,
and then he never lost. He resigned. So that probably works the AI too. He got the most votes ever and then never lost in his re-election bid. So that it probably works its way into the wording somehow.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Let's see. I'm just so angry at AI. Like, there's so much evidence to support that Joe Biden sucks. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Jimmy Carter as a president, but like, there's more evidence to support that Joe Biden is a bigger piece of shit, did more things to hurt the economy and hurt the people of America than any president pretty much ever. It's just a failed administration. And I really do hope, Jimmy Carter at least did pass away knowing that Joe Biden was the worst president of all time. And then that way, Jimmy Carter didn't have to take that torch. He passed the torch down to Joe Biden as the worst president of all time. And, but no, as far as humanitarians go, I got to give Jimmy Carter props. He really was a humanitarian deep down. I saw a lot of those videos of him, working on houses. I think his heart was, like I said, his heart was in the right place. I just think some people are not cut out for politics or being a president at all. And yeah.
Yeah, I think Biden was what people, Carter is what people thought they were going to get with Biden, which is kind of an uneventful, 4 years where not much happens. But, people thought there was a lot of chaos under Trump, whether it was his fault or not. But there were riots and COVID and people were like, let's just calm down for him. That's what they thought they were going to get with Biden. Yeah. But instead, that's what Elon Musk said. He's like, Biden thought he was elected to radically transform the country when people just wanted a little less drama. So I think they thought they were going to get Jimmy Carter, just some guy in a sweater. But it's like, that's not what happened. So.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, we're on the brink of World War III, and it's frustrating. We But Joe Biden, man, I think so much that could have gone wrong has gone wrong with the Biden administration, and
like there's a hurricane, like the flooding in North Carolina, and they, he appoints people to the agency who said we're not going to help anyone with a Trump sign, and then they announce, yeah, we'll send another $100 billion to Ukraine. It's just like,
God, the amount of money that went to the Ukraine situation.
It's not like they're sending, we'll give you $800,000 for some like more food or something during the period. It's like, no, here's $100 billion. Here, have another $100 billion.
God. Fucking man. The less I see of Zelensky, the happier I am. Honestly, like I'm not without sympathy to the Ukrainian people. I'm not. I just think that it's sick of us to not try to find a way to end the war. Instead of, I think that keeping the fighting going is unethical. At least Trump, everybody says Trump is such a bad person, but he has been wanting to see an end to the Ukraine war. And I think he's the only one who could do it, because I think Vladimir Putin does respect Trump. I don't know if he completely fears Trump, but I think he knows that Trump will find a way to make Russia pay if this keeps happening, and he's not afraid to tell Putin that, yeah, we'll do whatever we got to do to stop you from doing whatever you're doing. I still think the war in Ukraine needs to stop. It's frustrating. Tired of hearing about it, and I don't like seeing people die. I hate it. War is a terrible thing. It's got to end at some point.
Yeah, it should never happen. They should have worked out a deal. Russia obviously wanted some land that was full of mostly Russian-speaking people. They should have just been like, yo, you take that. And then they should have got some deal, because Russia's got a lot of oil and gas. Like, hey, we'll build a pipeline there and sell you at that. And they should have like worked something out. But what happened was, I think, is Biden comes into office. He sees Biden. He sees Zelensky, he was a comedian who played a president on a Ukrainian sitcom, and that's how he became the real president, because he was popular on the show. I think it's
insane.
Yeah, I think Putin just looked at that and was just like, you know what? Now's our time. Let's just start taking chunks of land, and even at that point, they could have like worked something out. Instead, like, no, Zelensky's like, no, send us weapons. We'll fight it out. So, is this George Washington? Who is this guy?
It's some fake account, obviously, or some account. They're saying they're George Washington, but George Washington says, "Let the man rest in piss." Lickity's Nut says, "Carter hurt my family more."
Okay, there you go.
Man, it's tough to see. It's tough to tell who is worse, Joe Biden or Jimmy Carter. Man, I mean, that's let's do a poll. Let me put a poll out real quick. I think we need public opinion to determine who the worst president. I'm going to put out a poll on here, and it's the right thing to do.
Maybe throw Zelensky in that poll just for fun.
Oh, gee, yeah, honestly. Oh man, but I am curious what people think. If people think that Jimmy Carter was worse than Biden, because I just don't know what you. It just blows my mind. Is all I gotta say. It blows my fucking mind. The AI thinks that Jimmy Carter edged out as the worst president, but gross.
That's funny.
I mean, I'm not a Jimmy Carter fan by any means, but I don't believe that he was worse than Joe. They just don't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta see. But isn't it so crazy? Like, Canada's in the middle of our worst leader too. How did it all happen at the same time?
Justin Trudeau, baby. The greatest of all time. All right, let's see. Who is the worst president of all time? Jimmy Carter, Joe Biden. This is like the poll to end all polls, by the way. Let's see. Jimmy, did I spell Jimmy Carter right? Yeah, Jimmy Carter, Joe Biden. Cool. Start the poll. All right, we got the official poll. This is the poll that ends all to end all polls.
I'm gonna stay out of it for a while. I want to see what the people say.
I want to see what the people say too. I'm not voting in it at all. Let's see. Damn it, George Washington, tell your bald. So George Washington's like, tell your bald boyfriend to go to Turkey for a hair transplant. First off, dude, are you talking to me or are you talking to? Because I don't know. Look at me. I don't have that much hair either, dude. I got like little. I'm starting to thin out right here, and I'm starting to thin out in the back. So you can say the same thing about me, George Washington. God damn it. Yeah, sorry, George Washington's pissing me off. I'm not going to ban him though because I have a no ban policy. I don't like to. The only time I will ban is if somebody's like impersonating somebody else, like somebody in the chat. Like if you're pretending to be a public, a past president, whatever. But if you're like, I don't know, it's tough to say. But Richard Martinez says Joe Biden is the worst president of all time. We'll make your vote count, Richard. Make your vote count. There's a poll. That girl Ray says, who is this man and why did I find him in my feed? Well, you found us and we found you. Tim, are you this girl's father? I don't know.
No, it's funny about your Star Trek chess set. I was just watching the other day. I think it was the first time the Borg ever made an appearance.
Yeah.
Do you remember that episode?
Yep, with Q, right? It had Q in there.
I thought it was when they go to some planet and they find like a Borg guy on the like it's like a lone Borg.
Oh, that actually is later on in the series.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But their first encounter with the Borg it's a really good episode, by the way. Do you remember the entity Q? Does that name ring a bell?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So Q introduces the Enterprise to the Borg, and it's a great episode. It's called, the title of the episode is called Q Who, and it's like season 2, probably episode 10 or something like that. But if you ever get the chance, dude, that's the first appearance the Borg ever make in the series is that episode, and it's got Whoopi Goldberg in it before she went totally woke. Before she went completely bananas woke, because she used to, I will say this for Whoopi, she used to not be like super duper 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 woke. Now she's got TDS and it hurt her. So,
man, no, she's the view is off the rails. But that's what I mean. Like this mansion I was at, that's like half the people there. But the thing is like I had like a few aunts who live like in like a conservative part of Canada. And they were like, they were whispering to me about COVID and the lockdowns are bad and stuff like that. But they don't really speak like too loudly, They're just like, we don't want to cause any trouble because they want to hang out in the mansion. They want they want the steak tacos marinated in orange juice and peppers, and we had like a banana pie or something. But they want to hang around. But whereas I don't care. It's like you remember the band The Doors, how they got kicked off the Ed Sullivan Show because they said the word higher and that was like a drug reference, and then they asked him at Ray Manzarek after. He's like, now you're not allowed to do the show anymore. It's like, I don't care. We already did the show. That's how I am with this mansion. I already did the mansion. Do I have to do it again? I've already done it.
That's funny, man. I think it's a good philosophy, man. I figure you do something once, do you need to do it? Not everything needs to be done twice or more. There are some experiences I think that are good as just one-off experiences, like, like whacking off in public or but George Washington, man, this George Washington guy, dude, such a cunt. Let's see, you're already gay, so I can't talk about you. Okay, let's see what else George Washington has to say. You need to fire your barber. I will give George Washington props. He has the art of trash talk down. He's trash talking both of us. I know it. I think it's me mainly. I think it's me because honestly, I'm a pretty big guy. Yeah. I'm built like a refrigerator, and I'm not gonna lie, I am balding a little bit in the back. I'm starting to at least. So,
hey, what's going on with all this news? Are you going to be replaced by an H-1B visa? I don't know.
Well, hold on. So, Wait, are you talking about like the immigration stuff?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we need more H-1B visas from India to do stuff. But are they going to take your job? Like, what's going to happen?
Oh, I see. You're talking. Okay, maybe.
Yikes.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I could see it happening. Unfortunately, you never know. But the problem is, most of those, and thank God I do phone calls pretty much all day, because the company I work for would rather probably pay a couple extra dollars for somebody who doesn't have. Well, I'm trying not to be too racist on this, but there's a certain let's just say there's a certain language barrier that you get when you call certain call centers, right? You hear a, you know, I'm trying not to get too racist on it, but you know what I mean. I just don't want to get kicked off YouTube, but I think we all know what I'm trying to say. That
I got blocked by some guy. He's like a Indian pro H-1B visa guy because someone had reposted. He had made like tweets like a few months ago about how white people have lower IQs and he's all like Indians are better and all this stuff. But he's like he runs some sort of cloud company thing. Anyway, so he starts talking about the H-1B visas, and then someone digs up his old tweets like all this stuff, and then it turned into this big fight. And anyway, he was like fighting with people back and forth until just today he finally issued like this giant apology and I'm trying to do better and all this stuff. But in the meantime, he blocked me. But on Twitter now, if someone blocks you, you can still see their thing. You just can't respond to them.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't need to respond. But oh man, that band I like, the Greeting Committee, they just won. They were some website said they were the 96th best album of the year. We're 96.
Wait, 96 best album?
Yeah, of 2024.
For which band? Which band?
The Greeting Committee. There's a band I like. They're from Kansas City.
Oh.
That means there was only 95 better albums this year. That's not bad. We're 96.
Wait. So what's so great about this band?
I just like them.
Oh, a band that you like. Okay. I was confused for a second. Okay.
They had the 96th best album of the year.
That's awesome, man. Are they a fairly new band?
Yeah, well, they started a long time ago, but they were really young when they started, like high school, so they're still pretty young. I think it's like their 10th year anniversary or something.
Oh, get it, dude. Yeah, they're probably still if they started in high school, man, they're probably still at least in probably their late 20s or something.
It's just funny though. I didn't know there were 95 other bands even out there. But there are apparently 95 albums better than ours, but we still made the top 100.
There's a lot of new music being produced every day, man. It's funny if you think about it. There's more music being produced today because it's so much easier to produce music on your own.
Yeah,
you don't like look at Post Malone. I don't know if you know much about Post Malone, but he started out on I think it's SoundCloud. I think, and he produced everything he did. Every song he made, he did like on like, I don't know, Fruity Loops or, those programs. He didn't need a fancy studio at all. It was all done in his own personal studio he made, I think at a fairly low cost, by the way. You don't need a fancy studio. All you need is just good equipment, some decent equipment, really. A good computer for digital processing, and you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, if you've started tattooing a bunch of stuff on your face, you're pretty much going to have to do everything alone from then on in. So you're going to have to figure it out because people are terrified of you. They're not going to want to be in a studio with you. So pretty much everyone, like, who's that rapper guy, McDonald or whatever?
Oh, Tom McDonald?
Yeah, they're like, everyone's like, yeah, he had to do it all on his own. I know he's got like 40 like guns and bullets tattooed on his face. Everyone's scared of him, so you pretty much got to do it on your own.
That's wild, man.
I thought we'd get more Ben Shapiro raps this year, though. Like with like him and Tom McDonald. All we got was that one song, Facts, and that was it.
Yeah, I'll give Ben Shapiro props. He's actually a pretty decent rapper, all things considered. He doesn't sound black or anything, but he definitely. The irony is he raps slower than he talks. It's rare. Yeah, it's rare.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think of that. He does rap slower than he talks.
Which is perfect. Rap is probably easy for him, actually. Probably easier for him to rap.
I thought Martin Shkreli was going to fire back with a rap because when Ben Shapiro put that on, Shkreli tweeted out and said, "Hold my beer," but then he never put one out. I thought 2024 was going to be the year of the nerd rappers.
Oh man, that's funny, dude. You ever hear Rucka Rucka Ali?
I don't think so.
Oh, you've never heard of Rucka Rucka Ali? So he does primarily rap,
Okay.
but I want to introduce you to an addiction. He's one of my favorites.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna share a Rucka song real quick. I figure I don't think it'll get copyrighted. Well, hold on, maybe. We'll just do a minute of it. We'll do a minute preview of it. And give me a second. Rucka Rucka Ali. You're gonna fall in love with Rucka. Rucka's the man. He's been around YouTube for a long time, but this is a music video that has him in it, so it makes it even better. So anything with him, most of his videos don't have him in it. But yeah, this is, let me share my screen real quick. If I can share it. One moment. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Okay, here we go. All right. Share the screen, god damn it. There we go. Here we go. This is my boy Rucka. I love this.
I can't take it anymore. Make it stop.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. No, I just wanted to. So, how do you feel about? That's just a short preview. A lot of his stuff is a lot better. Rucka's a little ridiculous, but he's pretty good.
No,
You'll get addicted to him, man. He's pretty funny.
There used to be a YouTube Woodstock with like Ben Shapiro's rap, this guy, and maybe who's that other one? Jazz Emu. He does like a lot of comedy songs. But he had like a festival like that with stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. Holy shit. And George Washington's having a heyday in the chat right now. Hold on. What the hell is this disgusting shit?
Yeah, we did it for George Washington. Yeah. That was your spell reflect against George Washington.
I will say this, George Washington. It's actually fitting that you're in here because you are one of the greatest presidents of all time, and we're talking about the two worst. Now, the two best, in my opinion, are George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Now, there are other presidents who I think who are potentially better, but they are the most notable in history as being just incredible, just unbelievable, just philosophers to a degree. But yeah, you got on one coin, you got Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. On the other coin, you got Jimmy Carter and you got Joe Biden, you know.
Yeah, so what the hell is this? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I should really do a deep dive into that sometime. There's some presidents I don't know much about. I don't know much about probably most of them.
Yeah.
Or I might know like one blurb, like one Wikipedia like paragraph on them. Like I'm sure there's somewhere out there that will like a website that'll summarize like here's like 10 things you need to know that happened when this guy was president.
Heck yeah.
I'm watching Canada Germany World Junior Hockey Championships 1-0 Canada right now. That's another thing is like I don't know. I had some like I don't know former stepsister or something who vacation in Germany. So I told them all Europe sucks, and they're like, "Have you ever been there?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "How do you know it sucks?" I told them like 10 things that happened in Germany this week that were just insane, and I'm just like, you know, why would I want to go visit that? It's like I don't care how good the stupid strudel is. I'm not going. Screw you. Like they did this one where it was like you know they just had that big terrorist attack. Which no one ever believes me. They pull up their phones and then like that didn't ever happen. And they show like, okay, I guess it did. And then it's like, there was one that even, you know, because this one woman, I guess her daughter got like gang raped by migrants or something. So, but because like most of them were juveniles, they never got any sentence. A couple of them got a light sentence. Maybe they were 19 or something. Mm-hmm. But anyway, she complains about in the media about the lack of sentencing, and the court sentenced her to prison time for her complaining about it. Like she must have mentioned immigration or something. And she got a longer sentence than anyone in the actual trial who actually did the crime. I'm like, I don't care how nice the old buildings are in Germany. I'm not going. I'm not giving them my money. Let me know when they get things sorted out. I'm just not interested. Like, every country's got issues, but this isn't like, oh, some cars were stolen. Someone tried to rob a gas station and someone got shot. It's like stuff like that will happen in any country. Like, this is just like crazy stuff in their court system. Like the day before that big terrorist attack last week, the police are going through like one of their going through the same market that they were looking for like weapons, and they took some like 3-inch pocket knife from some 70-year-old lady because they said it could be dangerous. Meanwhile, some guy shows up and just plows through like 300 people, kills like about 5 or 6 of them. So that's what I mean. It's like stuff like that. It's like, I don't care how nice it is. I don't want to go. Let me know when they get it sorted out.
Yeah, that sounds fucking insane. Holy crap.
There's half the places in Canada I don't want to go, much less any other places.
There are definitely places in the U.S. you should avoid for sure. I think I'm assuming Southern California for the most part. Too far south, you get kind of in sketchy territory.
We went to like, it's this rich area, but they've got what they call the Old Mission. It's like a historical area with a bunch of shops and stuff. But we went to the In-N-Out burger there. That was my first In-N-Out. So.
Oh, hell yeah.
What was amazing? The most amazing thing about it was the prices. It's like fries. It said like $2.30. It's like they haven't been that price in Canada for like years, and that's American money. So I don't know. It's just I like the prices. But yeah, it was cool. We were walking around, but yeah, I mean, I might go back. I don't know if I go for the holidays. I don't need like 30 people there in the mansion, but I don't know. It was like a lot of hanging out. But I might go in. Like if I'm going to a concert or something, maybe I'll see if they're home. Maybe I'll be able to stay there. But my hippie cousin, my hippie brother or half brother, he lives about 3 hours north of Anaheim in the desert somewhere, and he's rented like 20 acres of land, and he lives in his car. He seems to be able to charge his phone somehow. I don't know, but I think he has a laptop he doesn't use. But basically, he's building a greenhouse. He's trying to grow vegetables and stuff. But I think he's just by himself because he doesn't really get along with people. So
he's got 20 acres of land.
Yeah, he's renting, but it's in the desert. Like it's really hard to grow stuff there. So I think he pays like about $1,500 a month or something like that, or maybe he's. You know what? Never mind. He might have bought it. But he bought it for like maybe, I don't know if it's $60,000 or something because it's just empty sand and all that.
I was going to say, if it's useless land.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, man. I was going to say, if it's useless land, then he might have got it for dirt cheap.
Yeah, I think he did, but he pays a monthly installment on it. But so he's trying to do that. But he also does DoorDash and some stuff like deliveries on the side. But he's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So I don't know how. I think he goes in the city and does that, gets some money. Goes back to the desert. Anyway, I got him to open an M1 Finance account on his app on his phone. I got him to get that. And I explained to him a Roth IRA. I told him about maybe just buy VT or something. That's all he got to do. So I ended up sending him some links, but I haven't heard back from him. So he might not be into it. But I was trying to get him going. But he didn't believe in the mansion to the point where he didn't even sleep in the mansion. He slept in his car outside in front of the mansion. Like, because when we were all arguing about homeless and stuff, someone told me, yeah, he's in his car in front. He's like, that's where he sleeps. He won't come in. Like I've seen he came in for dinner and stuff and hanging out, but he refuses to sleep and he can't do it. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of agree with that. Like after a few days of it, I'm like, this house, it's too much. It was too much house. It was insane. But it's like, but I showed up there thinking that he was going to be the crazy one. And then I'm like, you know what? That guy's actually starting to make sense to
me. Well, I think it's cool that he owns land in general, even if he's not really utilizing it too much. Just having the land, I don't know. It depends on how out of the way it is, I guess, or if it's out in the middle of nowhere. But
the last thing I told him was that he should be recording everything he's doing out there, all the planting and building, because people want to see the journey. Put that on YouTube. Now you're starting a channel. You're building up. Then I told him this can be like, because it's just desert out there. You got to can be your Mars colony test project, and you can get Elon Musk to invest in you if you can get his attention. Be like, someone's actually trying to do a Mars plantation, just like it would be on the real Mars with no life out there or anything. But I'm like, I don't know. I was just trying to give him some ideas, but I don't know. Maybe he's kind of out of it. Maybe he won't do it, but I don't know. That's going on out there.
got some quick messages real fast here.
Woo.
Let's see. Way too much ass Garza says lickity's nuts. Yeah, I know. I show a lot of gay music videos on this channel. I know. Let's see. Mark Velez, dude, obligatory chat message. Appreciate it, Mark. And then Tish says, hope you had a nice Christmas, Michael. Enjoy your time off from work. Homemade macaroni and cheese is the bomb with beer and pizza. Hell yeah. Thank you, Tish. I appreciate it. Hell yeah. And then we got dude. Oh, damn it. Look at these nuts. Says, dude, I want to de-asshole this guy who has a sharp pocket knife.
What I like about Lickus These Nuts is his sentence often don't make sense, which is fun.
Sometimes I'm just like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, look at these nuts. That was pretty awesome, though. It's my boy.
Oh man, so what's going on? Yeah, this Kuspe UFO thing. I've been looking into that, and it's like they don't.
Has there
really
been
know
more reports?
I don't know. Well, I was looking at the original, and people don't really know what happened. They're very confused. So
I think I need to do some ghost hunting in Coos Bay. I need to find some haunted. I'm pretty sure there's some haunted buildings. We have a few really, really old graveyards, by the way. There's even some theories that the Marshfield High School is haunted.
Really?
So I might one of these times do a live stream next to the graveyard that's because our high school, my high school that I went to, is right next to a fucking graveyard, right next to a goddamn graveyard. So it's a little weird. I never had any weird situations happen as far as ghosts when I was younger there, but I'll tell you what, I've heard some people have seen some weird shit around there at night. So I think I need to do some ghost hunting near Marshfield High School at night.
Yeah, ghost UFOs. That should be the direction of your channel for 2025. Just for 1 year, and then you go back to whatever you do after that.
I don't think I could do that for too long. I'd probably shit myself too many times on camera.
No, dude, start off 2025 with a 5-part series investigating the link between the price of Bitcoin going down and the Kuspe UFO sighting. There may be a connection.
Maybe. Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind occasionally doing a live stream like that where I'm trying to hunt UFOs, and like I don't think I could do it very often. I mean, it would give me an excuse to like get some fucking exercise, I guess. But at the same time, like I need to bring like my metal detector with me, and like I don't know why I would need my metal detector. To be honest, they'd probably think I'm trying to dig up the graves. It's probably not the best idea to bring it with me.
You start combining stuff you do with that, like you're delivering DoorDash to haunted schools or like haunted houses. A ghost ordered DoorDash. You know what? Tell them someone on your DoorDash or whatever you use, they tried to order a McDonald's pizza, what hasn't been around since the 90s. So that's how you know it was a ghost. And you're gonna go confront the ghost live because only the ghost would order that. Because back when they were alive, that's what they had.
That would be a good storyline. Damn, that's pretty creative. That's a good one. I want to. Yeah, I need to like make up some good. I need to actually let me write that down. I'll note it down in my little. I have a browser, by the way, a web browser that lets me take notes, like in the browser itself, and it saves the notes within the browser, and you can reference them at any time. So I'm gonna.
But yeah, I would say January 1st, 2025, your first video is how the Kuspe UFO crashed Bitcoin.
What was it again? How the
Kuspe UFO crashed Bitcoin.
Crashed Bitcoin. I am off on January 1st, which is pretty dope. So
whip something up. See, be like, we're live at the haunted school near the graveyard. And I'm here to announce the Kuspe UFO crashed Bitcoin. And then launch in your story how you're there, delivered some DoorDash because you got an order for McDonald's pizza, which hasn't existed in the 90s. So you know a ghost ordered it.
I'm going to put a ghost ordered
McDonald's pizza.
McDonald's.
Do you remember the McDonald's pizzas?
I looked up an ad for it because somebody told me that they existed before. And I was like, no way. McDonald's had motherfucking pizza. So I looked it up and I was like, damn, that's real. Damn.
They still have them at one McDonald's in Florida. Still has it.
It's time to make a trip to Florida. But the
They were
ghost
fun.
order.
I remember them. I used to get them. I'd get the
Yeah.
pepper. They had pepperoni, ham, and pineapple, and I think just cheese or something. And they weren't bad, but I don't know what the problem was. They couldn't keep them. Maybe it's too complicated to make. I don't know, but I liked them.
The problem with McDonald's really, they only have so much kitchen space at some of the McDonald's that you can kind of like, I guess you could make some room for an area to bake pizzas and make the pizzas, I guess, but it would depend on the popularity of the product, though.
Yeah, they had these big ovens and stuff, and you'd split them. They only were like this size, if I remember. I think they were.
Because they're like tiny McDonald's pizzas. Like they weren't like.
I think so. I don't remember big ones, but there could have been. But I seem to just remember the small ones. But
yeah, I think that you're right about just they're only smaller ones because that's what I remember in the commercials. At least I had to look up the commercials online on like YouTube to find them, but it was pretty dope. I was like, no way.
Do you guys have like 7-Eleven? You got 7-Elevens there, right?
Oh yeah, we have way too many. Let's see, we got one in North Bend, one in Empire, and then we have one in Coos Bay next to like the Fred Meyer there. So we got at least 3 7-Elevens. It's crazy.
Do they got pizzas?
Oh yeah. And
yeah,
I remember
they
make you feel like shit, by the way. I hate 7-Eleven. Like I love the way this, by the way, 7-Eleven pizza is the best tasting pizza I've ever had from really any place that you would consider a lower quality pizza place. Like I love it more than Little Caesars pizza, but it makes you feel like shit. Like 5 hours, like no, seriously, 5 hours later, I don't know what they put in that shit, but you just feel like you're having like, it's the weirdest feeling. You feel like
it's
shit,
weird.
basically.
It's weird. They take a frozen pizza, they put it in that machine they got.
Yep.
Like 3.5 seconds later, it comes out cooked. So I don't know what's in that thing. So who knows what kind of chemicals are in there? I don't really know. But
I think I think those pizzas are slightly pre-cooked.
Yeah.
And then when they're frozen, then when they heat them up, it's almost like it's microwavable. It's weird, but yeah.
Man, the Subway still do like the toasted bread.
Oh, like toast the sandwiches and stuff.
Yeah, because they got one of those things too. They put the bread in there. A few seconds later, it comes out, and they say it's toasted. It doesn't really seem toasted. It's just kind of like crunchier, sort of. It's hard to describe.
It's a crunchier bread for sure. Every time I go to Subway, I always get a meatball marinara, and I always have Southwest Chipotle on there, and I always make sure it's toasted. I love the bread toasted. It's got to be toasted, and it does. It comes out kind of crispy. You know, it's not like super toasted, but it's good enough. The bread is warm at least.
Now, speaking of pizza, at the Anaheim airport, I had some California Pizza Kitchen. I had the barbecue chicken pizza, which I think is their original thing or whatever. And it was pretty good. I don't know. It was decent, thin crust, tasted good, no issues. But I don't know. I'm pizzaed out. When's the next big innovation in pizza? They started hiding more cheese in the crust. And then was it Papa John started hiding like hot dogs in the crust or something? Remember that?
No.
Yeah, Report of the Week was reviewing that. There's and they give you like some mustard and you dip it in or something. So I don't know what's next, you know.
That's wild, man. I mean, you could I
had some California Chinese food. Did I tell you about that? You ever have a cream cheese wonton with wasabi mustard? It's a wonton full of cream cheese, and it comes with like a wasabi spicy mustard.
Huh.
It was pretty good. It was good.
I don't know how I feel about that. That sounds kind of good. That does sound pretty good, though.
People were 50-50 on it. Half the people weren't into it. I don't know about this. So yeah, I got to try some stuff. I tried the craft beer. Like I'm drinking this. This is pineapple. But I was drinking because I just drank a bunch of guava beer before I went down there from up here. And I tried their guava beer from Laguna Beer Company or whatever, and it was pretty good. It might have been slightly better than ours, but I tried a few blonde ales, and I tried like an IPA, And the beer was good. I wouldn't say it was like that really much different than the beer where I'm at, because we got a ton of craft breweries here. But it wasn't less, it wasn't not as good. So I would say it was comparable. The beer in Southern California is about what we got up here in terms of quality. So maybe slightly better. I don't know, but it seems about the same. Yeah. They got a lot of wine. They got a lot of wine though. But yeah, I argued in front of the wine cellar. That's the final boss. And I don't know if I won. It was kind of a draw, maybe. I don't know. Because I said that women were also happier in the 40s. And they pulled out some things saying women weren't as happy in the 40s. I'm like, well, that's because they had to go work in factories in World War II. There was like people dying and stuff. They're like, too bad. You said 40. So I probably lost a point there, but it kind of went okay. And I told you, did I tell you about the grill I won?
The what?
I won a grill. The Blackstone grill. Did I tell you that?
Oh, no, I don't think you did, but that sounds awesome. What kind of grill are we talking about?
Do you know those things, those Blackstone like flat top grills? They're like, I won the 22-inch one, 22-inch wide. Have you seen those? Like there's like Traeger makes grills, like different grill companies. I guess mine's more called a griddle. It's like a flat top griddle. Like people use them for camping and outdoors and stuff. It's like propane. Anyway, I won one at the grocery store because last summer, apparently I bought like some Grimm's sausages or tortillas or something like that, and that entered me into a draw, and then they got a hold of me and I won it. So but I had nothing to put it on. It's got to be on a heat resistant surface, so and it's gonna be a nightmare to find a table because I only got a certain amount of space outside. So I went on their website, I ordered the official stand, which was $50 off, so I got it for $150, and now it's on the stand. All I got to do now is get some propane, and then you've got to season the surface with oils. So you got to like heat it up and then burn the oil off. You do that 3 or 4 times, and then you can cook away. So you can start making giant breakfasts like pancakes, bacon, eggs, hash browns. You can make fried rice on there. You can make smash burgers. But it's probably about a $400 value. So I grilled it up.
Damn,
awesome.
Dude.
That was my Christmas present. I won the grill. I know.
See that bad boy in action one of these times. Holy crap. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll send you some pictures. But that just came out of nowhere in life. I wasn't thinking about grilling in 2025, but now it's happening. You got room outside your place? Is it like you got stairs or like, what do you got?
So my place is pretty, when it comes to like a backyard or anything, I don't really have one. I don't even have really a front yard. It's a very, how do you explain it? It's like, the reason my rent is cheap also is probably because I don't have a backyard or a front yard technically. We got walkways and stuff like that. It's a very it's really meant to just be a play. Yeah, I could have a grill if I really wanted to, but I'd probably have to use it in the carport area, which probably wouldn't be very favorable. And then it'd be a little complicated. I'd have to find a way to pull that off. But if I had like a little grill, I might be able to take it out and then, go off somewhere and go out in the woods or something and start grilling. But I live next to the park, so I could technically just go down to the park, and if I had like a little tiny portable grill, bring it down there and start grilling.
Yeah, that'll be your new thing. You'll be the picnic guy. You have like an apron and a hat. I'm the picnic guy. You bring your thing down there and you're grilling like
that'd be cool.
You can grill Philly cheesesteaks with the steak, and then you throw the cheese on it, you put the bun, you flip it over, it's got the peppers in it. Philly cheesesteaks. You're the grill guy in Goose Bay.
I like it, dude. Holy shit. That's not a bad idea.
Okay, Michael Malice did a poll. Let's see what your answers are. Which of these 4 people's political views are closest to your own? Kamala Harris, Dick Cheney, AOC, or Luigi Mangione?
That's so tough. Oh my god. Hold on. That's a tough one.
I voted out of all those. I voted Kamala Harris.
Oh man. Dick Cheney sucks ass. Let's see.
AOC, Luigi Mangione.
AOC's terrible. Oh man, that's tough. I mean, dude, that's like trying to.
Do you want to know who won?
Hold on, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'm gonna guess who won.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess Luigi did.
Yeah, he won 51% of the vote.
Who came in second?
Dick Cheney, 31%. Kamala came in last. That's who I voted for. She got 3%.
Man, it's tough because I consider Kamala at the same level as AOC. She's just a older version of AOC. They're both fucking stupid.
I just love that she came in a distant fourth to Dick Cheney and the gay guy who shot that CEO in the head. She couldn't even beat that. She was trying to beat Trump.
Because nobody likes her, dude. It's just the reason that people don't like her is not because they're just, people. She comes off as snotty. Kamala comes off as snotty, smug, very arrogant, and kind of demeaning. You know what I mean? Just very demeaning, and that's a turnoff to a lot of people. Like, you could say that Trump, trash talks people, but he's at least sincere about it, and he's not doing it from a place of smugness. He's doing it from a place of, I'm sorry. Like, for example, if he'll say that somebody sucks ass basically, but he'll have a good reason for it. Like, he won't just say that somebody's evil because, they're just evil. Like, right. He'll say, no, that person's evil because of this, this, and this. Kamala Harris doesn't ever give reasons as to why anything's evil or anything's bad. She just says it's bad. You better fucking take my word for it, or else you're a Nazi. And that's basically, you know what I mean? Like, nobody likes being told, nobody likes that level of arrogance and smugness is what I'm trying to say. So Kamala is just not popular all around.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's the arrogance that comes out, it's like, that's sort of the weird part. And just, but she's from California too. Like, I don't remember if she was born there, but that's where she's lived most of her life. So.
Yeah.
It's just rich people in California. Like, are there rich people in Oregon? Like, they can't be that bad. It can't be as bad.
There are actually there's a lot of rich people that basically like hide out in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, but that's different. I don't think they're probably as bad,
Well, in Bend, Oregon, Bend, Oregon's pretty tame. It's kind of a higher elevation area. A lot of rich people live in Bend. I'll tell you that. Like, I visited Bend a couple times already. I think only once actually. And I'll tell you, it's very. I'll just say that a lot of people who are well off live there, from what I could tell. It's basically a way for rich people to not to have to live in a place like Portland. Because Portland's insane. Nobody wants to live in Portland. I don't even think people in Portland want to live in Portland anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Well, here's look at these nuts though. He said, "Nope, sorry. Let's see. End this stream, Gaza." George Washington calls me Gaza, and I love it. Let's see. Mark Velez says the speed of Wikipedia's editors is wild. Jimmy Carter's page already replaced most is words with was. RIP. Tish says your guest is super nice. This is fun. That grill sounds nice. No, honestly, nice. It does.
I finally have a fan. Hi, Tish.
Dude, Tish is your number one fan, my man. So
I knew if I went on this show long enough, I'd get a fan.
I think you got a lot of fans. I think you do have a lot of fans.
Tish, write to Garza, and you'll get the email for my fan club. You get a newsletter, you get a sticker, you get a pin, and you get updates on like what my next moves are.
That's funny. Oh man.
Right on.
Tim's the man, dude. Tim adds the flavor to the show.
She said I'm nice. Some guy in the mansion called me an asshole because I said I have no compassion for homeless people, but I was just trying to point out that compassion wasn't helpful to them. That's funny though. So investing. So I'm back in. After a year of basically not doing anything because I had all these other expenses. I'm back. I threw in $1,000 like a week ago into an ETF, and my next check I'm throwing another $1,000 in. I want to be at $400 a month in stock dividends by the end of 2025. That's my goal. I want to be at $400 a month.
I mean, hey, I say think big. So that's not bad, dude. That's $400 a month in straight up dividend income. That's actually not bad at all.
Yeah,
Damn,
for
that's
my
good.
age, like I still got another 20 years of compounding I want to do. But for now, it's like get to the 400 and we'll go from there.
And the beauty is you could take those dividends and just reinvest them if you don't need the money.
Yeah,
If
that's what I'll be doing. I'll be reinvesting all of them. This year,
yeah,
there was like a couple months where I just took the money. But this next year, I plan to just keep reinvesting all of them. So this is a bad year, but now I've got my budget figured out. Maybe the Pumpkins won't even tour. Maybe I won't go to a concert. I don't know. We'll see. I got a concert in February.
Smashing Pumpkins are making you bankrupt, by the way. I need to do a video. I need to do a live video on Smashing Pumpkins bankrupted my friend or something like that.
Smashing Pumpkins, yeah, broke my friend. There's a couple of people. I've seen some Pumpkins fan on YouTube, like, because they buy merch and they're unboxing the merch and they're like, yeah, this definitely hurt my credit card and this will definitely affect my rent payment. It's like, stop buying so many shirts. What the hell do you need 50 Pumpkin shirts for? And like, they're buying like all kinds of stuff. They're buying autographs and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know, just have one autograph. How many autographs do you need?
That's awesome.
Yeah, there are people like, oh, we were only going to go to one show this year, but then we went to 5, and that really put us back, and it affected our car payment and stuff. It's like, how about just go to one show? You don't need to go to 5 shows.
It's just like
So what's your big mac and cheese secret? Any jalapenos in there or anything?
Oh, I didn't make this. My girlfriend made it.
What did she do? Is it like creamy, buttery?
So this is, I'm just going to show it as close as I can get it to the camera.
Can't
as you can tell, it's very cheesy. She put a lot of cheese in this. Yeah. And I think she bakes it for and she just uses really fat macaroni noodles, by the way. When she does it, she boils the macaroni noodles, I believe. And then she puts the macaroni noodles in the, how does she do it? Well, hold on. Then she mixes the cheese in with the macaroni noodles after those noodles have been fully cooked, and she puts a lot of cheese in there. Puts it in a pan, and then she bakes it for about... Actually, I don't know. I'll have to ask her how long she bakes it for, because I think she bakes it for like almost an hour at a low temperature, right. Which is perfect. This is really good. Like this is solid, man. It's a little burnt on one part, just like on the top part of it, but that's to be expected, especially if you bake something that long. But really good, high quality. I mean, she did it right. I don't know all her secrets, but I'll have to ask her one of these times.
Man,
10 out of 10 in my book.
Yeah, what are they doing now? Hey, Tish is back, #1 fan. Hey Tish, let me know if this is your chance. This is your AMA. Ask me anything. You can find out. You can dive deep, peel back the layers, and figure out
exactly
the real Tim Smith.
Yeah. So Tish, if you have any questions for Tim Smith, since you are his #1 fan, you don't have to pay anything to get this exclusive access. All right.
Yeah, this is VIP access. You get an acoustic set, and you get like question and answers. Woo.
And we got look at these nuts. Says great guest, Garza. No ghosts for me. Hell yeah. Go ghost hunting, dude. Nah, Tim's the man, dude. Yoggers!
What the fudge is this hot mofo? Yoggers I remember that guy from months ago. He's still there.
I love Yoggers. The man.
He came on during your election coverage. That's still your all-time best stream, like 23,000 views.
Dude, I got way too many views from that. More than I deserved. But
I should go back and watch that. I like reliving the election night. It's a lot of fun.
I was streaming for like 6 hours, dude. 6 motherfucking hours. That was the longest stream I've ever done. That was unreal.
Man. So what are your big New Year's plans? New Year's Eve. What's going on New Year's Eve?
Well, I don't know yet. I think we'll probably... I know my girlfriend's I think she's a little bit burnt out from Christmas a bit. And I know that she's just kind of been relaxed, and she's on vacation like I am right now. So I don't have to work until the 2nd of January. I don't even have to go into work tomorrow. I'm loving it, man.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I took the day before and after New Year's off. I go into work tomorrow, which is good too, because my coworker collects Starbucks cups from around the world, like the Discovery series. So wherever I go someplace, I bring back a bunch of Starbucks cups. But I only got her the California one this time. I could have got her a couple other ones, but I was rushed. It was a nightmare. But I did find her the California Discovery series mini, which is what she collects. She collects the minis. So I got to show up and give her that. She got me a bunch of stuff too. She got me some toque with like a headlight on the front of it, like you can like see in the dark with it, which is cool because I got to leave early in the morning. And she got me some chicken seasoning, like which I used yesterday. I seasoned a bunch of chicken thighs and like roasted them in the oven.
Oh, beast! Oh yeah.
Yeah, she got me a bunch of stuff. That was actually nice of her. But yeah, so that's what's going on. So New Year's, you're gonna do that? I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Most of my New Year's in the 2010s consisted of me being a designated driver for my uncle. Like I drive him somewhere, leave him at like a bar, and I'd play like Age of Empires or something. Then I'd get a call around like 11 to go pick him up, and then I'd have to take him someplace because he'd buy cocaine, and then he'd take the cocaine and he'd go to like someone's house, and then maybe I'd pick him up at 3 a.m. But I kind of just played a lot of Age of Empires for a while. But this year I don't even know what I'm doing. I think my landlord's having a big party. Maybe I'll go upstairs, but I'm kind of burnt out from Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, if party it up though, if you still feel like it, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome though. You get to be a D&D, a designated driver for your uncle though. That's pretty dope. Hell yeah.
One time he goes into some house and to buy the cocaine, and I'm just like waiting out front. Then he comes back and asks me if I want a prostitute. I was just like, whatever. I guess there was a lot going on in this house. Then he goes back in, he gets the cocaine. It's like, yeah, it's wild in there. So I remember one year I drop him off somewhere. He goes, it's like a New Year's party at this bar. And they ordered all these pizzas, and if you were in the bar, you get some pizza. And some, I guess, guy is somewhat homeless. I don't know who this guy was. They wouldn't let him in or whatever, because I guess he had been banned from there. So he opens up a can of like bear spray or pepper spray, and he empties it all into like the bar. And everyone's got to freaks out. They all got to clear out. And he was like, that was the end of New Year's that year. But
yeah. Hold on, I'm looking for something real quick. Hold on. So I gotta show you something I forgot to mention. My brother got me a I'm just gonna show it real quick.
Yeah, I saw a bit of that. What is that?
Bathmate and cheeseburgers. A deep dive into my shower ritual and delicious fast food pairings. So I read chapter 1 in a live stream the other day. I'm gonna read a chapter. Every live stream will be not every live stream, but like every live stream about this book is gonna be me reading a chapter.
Yeah. So what's inside? The AI printed something in it?
Yeah. So the AI made the book. Like. So what my brother answered basically it asked questions. My brother answered them, but he gave the AI very ridiculous answers. It was about like my sex toy habits, me loving cock pumps. Basically, that's why it's called Bathmate and cheeseburgers. Let's read some of the chats real fast. Hold on. Look at these nuts. Punt that asshole. Let's see. Hey, old friend, I missed your brother, says Yoggers. I was so worried about your nuts.
Well, he heard Jimmy Carter died and he put it all together.
Look at these nuts, says punt that McDonald's asshole. And then Yager says, I can't see the feller at the bottom. Here, let me put him on the top. Tim, you're going to the top. I'm putting you on the top.
Woo!
So Yagers can see you better. I can't see the feller on the top. Now you can. Yager says, who is he? He's Tim Smith. I'll let him introduce himself, actually. You introduce yourself, man.
Tim Smith, Canada. Cheeseburgers. AI books about cock pumps. And I might not even really be in Canada. I've got American money. We really don't know where I am. I'm like Julian Assange or whatever. I'm an international criminal, basically.
Tim's been lying to us the whole fucking time. God damn it.
I drink pineapple pilsners. I could be on Mars for all you know.
I like the design of the pineapple pilsner you're drinking, though. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, with the glasses, the pineapple pilsner comes through.
You look like you're from the 80s. With the actually the glasses look like they could be 80s glasses. I can see those.
President
Maybe.
Aaron Carter. This is your thumbnail right here. Man. Woo, I'm gonna keep
I
these
love
on.
it. I'm all about
that's
it.
who he is. I don't know. It's AMA. Ask me anything. My number one fan had to go. My fans are busy. They can't afford to stay up all night. Like David Packman's fans, they have jobs. So we'll see. But Yoggers is up because Yoggers farms at night. That's what I like about him. Most farmers go to bed early. They get up at 4 a.m. They start milking things. No, Yoggers milks things at night. He's a night milker.
Look at these nuts. Says Yoggers, how are you doing, my friend?
Hey, wait a minute. No talking to each other in the chat. The focus is here.
Doing good, Bubba.
You're having side conversations.
I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Let's just go a little further. Oh fudge! What kind of book did somebody write? That was my brother wrote the book. Yoggers. Let's see. Look at these nuts. Be careful of putting that big mofo. Oh yes, Tim. Let's see. Howdy, Mr. Tim. The Lost. Lol. I'm on school break. What a beast, dude. Go Yoggers. Well,
he's on school break. What kind of farmer is in school? What grade are you in? That's what I mean. Like, these are the mysterious people. I'm not even really mysterious compared to Yoggers. Uh-oh. It suggested if anybody can use this even androgen, don't hold on to thinned out hairs. My hair is thinned out, but can you even tell that? Like, I just got a haircut. Maybe that's why it looks like that. I don't know.
I think it looks good.
Like, I got a vampire peak going on.
Yeah, that's badass though. That looks cool.
This is better than the new Nosferatu movie that just came out.
See me, I'm boring with my haircuts, dude. I use one of those little. It's almost like what do you call that thing? It's a knockoff Flowbee. I have a Flowbee that's like a knockoff Flowbee, and it cuts my hair equal length. I always make it like close to about an inch in length, and that's every 2 months I cut my hair, and I look like a fresh young boy. Usually, I'm a fresh young man.
Woo, man, so that's good. All right, Mark, what's coming on my hair? It's such boring hair, but I don't know. Maybe I should do something with it. Dye it. Oh, I'm a substitute teacher. Okay. Yoggers Farms a substitute teacher.
I forgot. That's right. Yeah, Yoggers teaches the kids, man. I think it'd be fun to be a substitute teacher. You know? Right. I mean, it would suck if the kids suck. Like, I'd be like, all right, look, I'm just a substitute. Leave me alone, kids. But, oh, man.
Substitute. Yeah, I've been rough on some substitutes back in the day. But
Yager says, Tim, your hair is fun as heck. Hell yeah, dude. I think it's a cool look, dude. I like the long strand. It looks like, honestly, you could like gel it up and make it look like one of those like badass anime characters too. Like,
we're gonna tie this all together. Tim, your hair is fun as heck. I have fun hair. The band Bear Cubbin, their drummer Mike Byrne is from Beaverton, Oregon.
Oh,
and you're in Coos Bay, Oregon. And they had an album called Girls with Fun Haircuts. Boom. See how it all came full circle.
Damn.
Man.
Hell yeah.
Yoggers Farm. What do you want to see? Do you want to see? Oh, wait. I teach the kids nothing except bad behavior. I tell them crazy stories. You know what? You got to show them this podcast. You know what? Play an hour of this in class. Here's what you tell the kids. It's like, all right, it's Friday afternoon. And instead of doing math, you're going to watch 2 hours of the Michael Garza show.
Yoggers is going to lose his teaching license.
And tell them there's going to be a test at the end, so they better pay attention.
Oh, God, the test. Those poor children. Don't do that. Whatever Tim's telling you to do, don't do that. The show is, I hope Yoggers has more sense. Unless Yoggers is just looking to get fired, then I say go for it. But if you're looking to get fired, Yoggers, just play my show to the class and
play it 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You're playing his full 6-hour election coverage from election night.
That's the most education anybody needs. Oh God. Let's see. Yager. Let's see. Look at these nuts. Says Yager's took me about 100 pounds of carrots and apples to pet that crazy beast. He was used the way ropes here for a couple of months, just trying to give him his best life until the freezer. Let's see. Dye that long strand white. That would be cool too, says Yagers. Hell yeah, dude. Tim is fun, dude. Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna make it a power streak. I can do like a curl.
Dude, Tish is like officially your number one fan, brother. She's officially your number one fan, so she's loving Tim, dude. Tim is fun, dude.
Tish just delivered on all her promises. Sometimes a fan comes to you and they're like, oh, you're the best and everything. And then you start asking them, you think about me all the time? They're like, all the time? It's like, you think about me when you're sleeping. You think about me when you're brushing your teeth. And then suddenly there's all these, well, I don't know, but not Tish. Tish comes through.
Let's see. Them freaking kids are addicted to their phones, says Yagers. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them are probably on Pornhub. You gotta make sure they're not on Pornhub on their phones.
Beam the Garza show to their phones. Actually beam it to the whole school.
No.
Yeah, and then after like a month of that, you can have the real Garza in as like a guest. You can do an assembly. You can speak it in assembly. They'll do the national anthem. They'll do like a dance or something, and then and then you speak, and then like dodgeball. You referee a dodgeball game.
Mm-hmm. Subs don't have licenses. Oh shit! You won't lose your teaching license because you're just. Oh, okay. Oh, so basically, let me get this straight. So being a substitute, if I'm right on this, you're kind of like basically like being a babysitter, essentially, and just kind of doing you're teaching them kind of what they need to know for their current curriculum while their main teacher's gone for a week, probably, or whatever.
That's what I'm going to put on my dating profile. I'm an unlicensed teacher.
You could say you're a substitute teacher.
Just say unlicensed. They can
unlicensed.
I'm an unlicensed teacher and an unlicensed driver.
Oh, it's funny. Mark Velez says, just my 2 cents. Shaving hairs is greater than keeping thinned out hairs. I mean, I guess.
Thinned out hair. I gave myself like a buzz cut.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what Mark, I don't know what you're talking about, brother, but all right. I get it.
I've always had a large forehead. This is nothing new. This has always been the size of my forehead. Well, it might have been here at one point. I don't know.
I got a weird forehead, man. Mine kind of like, I don't know. I just got a weird shaped head in general. So, I got a slight horse face, but let's see. Pretty classy lady says we miss him.
I miss him too.
He was a great man.
Pretty classy lady. What's your favorite thing about Jimmy Carter? Come on, pretty classy. Tequila and lime fellas.
Politics aside, all right. But pretty classy lady, we need to know what like Tim said, what's your favorite thing about Jimmy Carter?
Was it the sweaters? It's got to be the sweaters. I like a good sweater.
Yager says, look at these nuts. You don't want me to drink anything. They had 2 students making out on a live.
See how unlicensed is the school? The whole school might be unlicensed. Maybe they lost their license.
So the kids were just decided to go live, and they were like on their phones or whatever, and were making out weird, dude. Damn. Look at these nuts. Says Tim, I'm thinking about you, big boy. I am not gay or Democrat.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude, get it. Let's see. They had 2 students bucking in the restroom during lunch. Oh God, it sounds like you're at a crazy school, Yagers. Jeez. Let's see. I'm a big Billy badass babysitter. I've got a big old ass head. Jimmy Carter was a freaking goofball.
Ouch.
Tim, what do you think about all those comments? How are you feeling about all these?
Did you see that thing on Twitter? It was there was a Twitter account called "Is Jimmy Carter Dead Yet?" And every day they would just write no. And today they wrote no earlier, and then there was a community note underneath that just said yes. It said with like a link to an NBC article saying he died. It's so funny. It's like no, and then today underneath community correction, it just said yes, and then a link.
No way, dude.
Yeah, I saw it.
Wow.
But I will say this: Jimmy Carter was still more coherent than Biden was, even when he was 100.
Yeah, that's why. Like,
you know what? They could have run Jimmy Carter this year because he was only a one-term president. He might have won instead of Kamala.
Holy shit! Yeah, you know what's funny is Biden and Jimmy Carter are not that far off in age.
You know, yeah. What if they would have run Jimmy Carter instead? That would have made more sense.
Fuck it, might as well.
Man, what's going on there? Money? Yeah, I'm trying to get back to my life. It's been normally on Christmases I usually just work, like because usually everyone at my work takes stuff off. Ooh, Twix.
Mm-hmm.
But this year I didn't see I didn't see a lot of crazy product. I didn't really go shopping when I was there, but it's kind of the same stuff we got up here rather than I went into a couple of stores. So, but there's a lot of Canadians though. They go down there for like Disneyland and stuff. They were kind of around, but yeah, I flew over Coos Bay kind of. I couldn't quite see it. It was cloudy, but we were kind of in the general area. Sure. Yeah, maybe I'll come down sometime, but
Beast.
Man, so 2025, what are your big plans? What do you want to have accomplished by the end of the year?
I take it day by day. I mean, I try to get everything I want to accomplish done as quickly as I can. I don't really have a deadline. I do to a degree. I write down my big goals. Yeah. And what I do, because I have really big goals, I'm really focused on them. So and I dedicate at least 8 hours a day towards my big goals.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. 2 hours to 3 hours, because I do have to work 8 hours a day a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. But the work itself is part of the goal. So I guess you could say that I don't know. It's tricky. But what I'm trying to say is I keep my goals really, really big, and I always work towards them. Because even if I don't meet that goal, even if I meet 10% of a big goal, I'm still doing really, really well. Okay. And that's all that matters. Is the reason you think big is so that way you're always doing well.
Okay.
At least by conventional standards. So, for example, I have a lot of dividend income coming in. A lot of my goals are monetary because money can be measured, right? Money can be measured. But also a lot of my goals are, I guess you could say, measurable as well. Like, how much of a purpose do I have in this life? What is my main purpose? How many people's lives can I make better? That's kind of a big focus. Like, can I make more people's lives better? And that's another reason why I like doing this show. Obviously, I want to make money doing this show. But I want to help people. I really do. I want to entertain people. I want to make people feel better about their lives. Not just feel better, but I want people to do better. So that's my goal, is to see millions of people do better and hopefully be a helping hand in all of it.
There you go. Yeah, it's more responsibility. More responsibility increases the quality of your life. That's what I find. And also, it's like, big goals. I don't think my goals have been big enough. I think, you're setting big goals, like whatever it is. It could be a health thing, it could be a money thing, could be all kinds of stuff. And this year is just sort of a train wreck. But you're right. That's a good point. I should be setting bigger goals for the end of next year. I kind of set one financial one, and I set a few other ones, and let's see if I can make them. Because I was just sort of drifting this year.
I assume that my deadline is always a week.
Okay.
That is one thing.
Okay.
I don't. Obviously, I never meet any of the big goals because a week is too short a time to do what I need to do. But I'll tell you, in every week in 2024, I was getting a lot done. I was getting a lot of shit done. I was doing a lot. I wouldn't say I was doing a ton of DoorDash, but I was at least getting a lot of work done. I was finding ways to make extra money here and there outside of doing DoorDash and stuff like that. But I was productive, man. And but I want my work to have a purpose, you know. So I want that, you know, I want that end goal. And also, honestly, I made a lot of money off betting against Bitcoin, surprisingly, because there's been a lot of ups and downs in it. And that's actually been surprisingly a second source of income for me, is my betting against Bitcoin. So it's been working out in my favor overall.
Have you been buying Bitcoin over this last while when it's been really high? Or not Bitcoin, but I mean the Biddy?
Yeah, I've been buying the Biddy. When the Biddy dips, I've been buying like a share or two every time it dips if it goes down further. It's a way for me to lower my average cost of it. And then also, like I said, I bought Bitcoin at a very low price in a pretty good amount when I thought Bitcoin might be, you know, this is when I was a little more naive and didn't know much about what things were valuable or not. I just kind of believed the hype about Bitcoin back in the day. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy it at like, I don't know, $20,000 per coin. And I bought a good amount of it, to be honest. And ever since then, I've just been betting against it. And I haven't sold any of it. I don't sell any of my Bitcoin. I don't believe in it, though. I just don't sell it. But what I do is I swing trade the Biddy, so that way I can make money off of the volatility of Bitcoin.
Would you? What circumstances would you sell your Bitcoin, or would you ever sell it?
I mean, I would sell my Bitcoin if there was no means of betting against it anymore.
Okay.
As long as I could bet against my existing position, I will continue to hold my Bitcoin. Let's say the Biddy went away. Let's say there was let's say there was nothing out there that would allow me to bet against Bitcoin anymore.
Yeah.
I would sell my Bitcoin at that point, because it's like, I don't trust Bitcoin at all. I think that that's why I bet against it, because I firmly believe that there will be a crazy downturn in Bitcoin. And when that crazy downturn happens, I'll be able to make a lot of money off of it.
So you're holding Bitcoin is more just for risk management, but your main focus is the Biddy. But you're just like having some extra Bitcoin in case like some people say it's going to go to like $1 million a coin, stuff like that. So you kind of just hold it just in case that ever happens. Yeah,
just in case I'm wrong. And look, even though I don't believe I'm wrong, I may seem a little arrogant, but I'm not stupid. I like to assume. I assume that there's a probability I could be wrong, even if there's, because like let's think about it this way. Let's say people really are dumb for a longer period of time than I anticipate, and they keep throwing money into Bitcoin, right? Let's say it does go to $1 million per coin. There's nothing really that could ever stop that from happening.
Yeah.
And so if it did go to $1 million per coin, well, would I sell it then? No, actually, believe it or not, I wouldn't. That sounds crazy to say. I would keep betting against it, though. I would keep buying more of the Biddy. I'd buy a share of the Biddy every time another bull run happened. I'd buy a few more shares of the Biddy. And then, because here's the thing. The unrealized gains cover any of the unrealized losses on the Biddy. So it really doesn't matter in the end. And then if the Biddy ever went away, I would just sell off all my Bitcoin. And then I'd still have a profit one way or another.
Yeah.
But it would, like I said, it would just depend if the Biddy goes away. If there's no way to bet against Bitcoin, then I sell all my Bitcoin.
So you're not looking at Bitcoin as one day you'll sell some of it to pay some bills or something. It's more just like you're just going to hold it as an asset, you know, in case it ever takes off. But you know, it would have to be like some huge emergency or something where, you know, you didn't have any other options. But you know, you just always have that just in case kind of thing, like gold or like some commodity or something.
I just don't sell it because, like I said, the the unrealized gains cover the unrealized losses from the Biddy. And when Bitcoin finally crashes, which it should, on paper, anything can go up forever on paper. But I will say in practice, that is rarely the case. In practice, what happens is anything with an intrinsic value of 0 eventually starts heading towards the 0 marker. And what we're seeing right now with any major bull run of something as stupid as Bitcoin or any crypto, really, what we're seeing is an eventual downturn. In fact, I'll tell you what, Bitcoin right now, it was at $106,000 per coin. You want to know what it is right now, this instant? It is about, I think it's $92,000 per coin.
Yeah, it went down like 5% in a week or so. Let me see. It went in 5 days. It went down 5.5.
Sorry. Hold on 1 second. I thought I heard a car horn.
I heard a phone. I heard like a ding or something.
Sorry about that. I heard like a car horn outside.
I heard a phone. I heard like a phone, like a text noise or something.
That could have been a text noise, actually. But yeah, sorry. Continue on.
No, yeah, Bitcoin's gone down about 5.5% in the last 5 days.
Yeah, right now it's at $93,429, and just about like 5 days ago it was at like 106,000.
In Canadian right now, it's at 134,586.
Oh, 134,000. That's because the conversion of the Canadian dollar to the US dollar, that sort of thing. In US dollars, though, it went from $106,000 to currently 93,000. So it's been dipping quite a bit.
One Canadian dollar is currently worth 69 cents American.
Damn. Okay.
It's dipped so bad. The Canadian dollar is dipped like unbelievably low, just because of the chaos. Like when there was some chaos here a week ago. We had a ridiculous finance minister. I had no idea what she was doing. Mm-hmm. So she, the Prime Minister Trudeau, he announces he tells her on like a Thursday that he's going to fire her on like a Monday or something. Yeah. But then she goes out in the media and preemptively quits on a Friday, so she can't fire her. And he had some other guy lined up to be the finance minister. And then that guy saw the chaos and said, now I don't want to do it. So then we had nobody, so they just picked some random person. But there could be an announcement this week about an election. Basically, Trudeau's on a ski hill right now, somewhere like where I am in the province. And people keep going up to him with their phones and like, hey, like they're gonna want to shake his hand, and then they like tell him to like screw off or something like that. So they've been doing that all week. But they say this could be his last week. They got to announce it, and there'll be election. But
when's the election again for the prime minister?
The most maximum time they can do it is like this October. It could be like another 10 months. But technically, they could do it anytime. Like in our part of the Rendery system, you can call one anytime. But the reason we have it is because one of the opposition parties who's kind of aligned with Trudeau, he's coming up on almost 5 years exactly in office. And if he gets to that, which is the end of February, then he gets like some massive guaranteed pension worth like millions of dollars or something. That's the only reason why they haven't called one yet. But I'm thinking Trudeau might tell his party to call one before that, just to screw this guy out of his pension, because this guy kind of turned on him or whatever. So he could be gone by. I think the poly market says Trudeau's going to be gone by the spring, but we don't know. It could be longer. So I think, U.S. That guy in Argentina, that Javier Milei, he took their inflation down from 20% down to 2%, and he's like stabilized things. So you could have it seems like things kind of will be swinging back a bit. But we'll see. We'll see how much damage Biden does on the way out. We'll see how much damage Trudeau does on the way out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't know, man. All right, Canada, Germany, 1-0 still, 7 minutes left. All right, what else are they gonna say? There's something else too. Oh, I got this new too. I should put this on. It's an octopus.
Oh, that's pimp, dude. Whoa.
Yeah, I've been wearing this everywhere. I'll throw that on. All right, no more thin hair.
That's baller, dude.
Boom.
You look kind of like almost kind of looks thug. You look like a thug, dude. Look like you're trying to.
I'm like a Nelk Boys deleted scene. Man.
Oh, that's funny, dude. I
Tim
love
will
it.
do it. I'm Tim will do it. Man,
Do you think that? Do you think Donald Trump is going to try to make Canada part of the U.S.?
Oh yeah, he said that. Actually, some guy just posted a thing. He took his Canadian flag down and put a U.S. one up like 5 minutes ago. I was just checking Twitter, but yeah, well, you know, the government here, they labeled the phrase "Make Canada Great Again" like an extremist slogan. Because they went through the military, and if someone in there like is caught saying that, you get in trouble or something like that.
Really?
But it's you're not allowed to say "Make Canada Great." Trudeau said that once. He was like arguing with someone in the parliament. He slips up. He's like, Canadians don't want to make Canada great again, and everyone started laughing at him. But it was kind of funny, but it's like, you know, we're trying to make it great again. But I don't know, like they talked about that. Kevin O'Leary said it might not be a bad idea. But it's like, you know, a lot of Canadians don't want it. It's probably better to keep them separate. But it's just, you know.
How would you feel if like the US bought like the areas that you lived in basically in Canada and then just like made you a US citizen automatically? I don't know, how does that work? Actually, wait a minute. How would that work if you were living in an area of Canada and you're a Canadian citizen?
Yeah.
And let's say US bought your area of Canada.
Yeah.
Would you become a US citizen by default?
Yeah, Trump would say you become a US citizen, whatever assets or money you have, they would give you like dollar for dollar the equivalent. So if you had 100,000 Canadian, they'd give you 100,000 like US dollars.
Holy
and I
shit.
don't know about stocks. I guess you'd keep your stocks, but I don't know. I know if there would be, but there wouldn't be any more Canadian stock markets. So I don't know, because like all the Canadian ETFs would be gone, I guess. Yeah. Unless we had our own separate deal. Because like I think maybe we'd be like some sort of territory with our own stock market or something. Because Trump said he still wants to buy Greenland from like Norway.
That'd be awesome.
A bunch of other stuff. Because he tried that in his first term, and Norway said no, we don't want to sell it. But yeah, it would be okay. But I'd lose my job probably because I work for the Canadian government. Unless we just became some sort of like weird, you know, we're the US, but we're not. I don't really know what we do. The part I don't like though is the immigration, because you guys have so much coming in over the southern border, and like sometimes they come up here, and we get people illegally coming in by airplane mostly from like places. Wow. But the problem is like that Honduran guy who like lit that woman on fire in the subway like a few days ago in New York.
Oh, I heard about that. Jeez.
Yeah, the thing is like we don't have a ton of like Hondurans and stuff up here. Like we got other like migrants coming in. So just be like, I feel like we'd get more like stuff like that would be like confusing to deal with. But
yeah,
I don't know. And then the laws would change. Like one of the reasons we can't build a lot of houses up here, and the housing prices, because a lot of stuff's like protected forests and stuff like that. So we only have like so much room to build. They're building, but it's all like apartments and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know. I think I don't know. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's just for my life, I'd have to scramble to figure something out. Maybe I could work for the U.S. government. I have no idea.
But, let's get some comments real quick, though. Real fast. Let's take a look here. We can't read every comment because there's a lot of them. So we'll try to
read them all. Fire them off quick, one by one.
Let's see. Mike, entertaining us. Gonna be hard, old friend. Yes, I was pretty young when he was president too, says Tish. I'm just so happy to find Mike still online. Also seeing Mark, D's nuts, Tish, and others. Hell yeah, Yoggers, dude, you're damn straight. I ain't leaving. I ain't leaving YouTube, at least until they permanently ban me, which could ever, who knows? That'll happen eventually. See, I would love to see your beef, D's nuts. Hell yeah. Yoggers is really getting into some wanting to see some beef. Pizza guy is outside, Garza. I didn't know. I was cooking pizza. I never took it. What I did was I just turned the oven off. What I like to do is I like to cook it for about like 15 minutes, and then I just shut the oven off, and then just let the residual heat just keep cooking it, and then it comes up a little charred, but it's a weird way to do it. Trudeau is well, I'm assuming that Yoggers is saying Trudeau is a very kind and sensual person.
That looks like one of those new genders. Canadian dollar is worth about 30 cents if buying groceries. That's true. I always joke with people. 51st date. It's like how much groceries are up here now, but man, 51st date. Oh my, Tim, you look like my brother.
We have brothers.
When I put this on, I think I'm a little darker. Maybe it's my lighting. I don't know. There we go.
Mark Velez says, gangster look right there, Tim. Hell yeah, dude. Tim looks like, at first, it's funny because it looks like you might be wearing a do-rag for a second. I was like, wait, is that a... that looks like such a good Pilsner. Tish is saying, that's so cool, especially with your sunglasses. Yeah, dude.
I do it for Tish. I'm all about the fans. I don't save anything for Blue Sky or Rumble. I give it all to the fans on here.
You need to start a Blue Sky account. Do you have a Blue Sky account?
No, I should get that though. I heard everyone's fighting on there all the time.
I would love to see you trolling on Blue Sky. That'd be funny.
Oh my god, looking a bit Squidward, Tim. Squidward. Woo. That's true.
I think he just looks like he's from the future with those glasses on, dude. With the beanie and the glasses, it looks like from the future. I can't even speak today. You look like you're from the future, brother.
Yeah, that should be your first video of 2025. I discovered 3 new genders on Blue Sky. I'm going to read them right now.
Oh, man. That's funny.
You know, it should just be searching Blue Sky for new genders. Like you know, they used to have that show In Search Of? It'd be like In Search of Sasquatch, in search of like you can be like in search of Coos Bay UFO, in search of haunted, in search of ghosts in the Coos Bay graveyard, and then in search of new genders on Blue Sky.
Oh man, that's a good one. That color looks great on you, Tim, says Yoggers. Let's see. Look at these nuts. Says USA should buy the hell out of Canada. Guy would get a 70% raise.
Oh man, yeah, I guess so. I guess maybe my money if Trump's right. I just don't know what happens to the stocks. You will become one of us, hard. 33 bacon. Yeah, I don't even know. I know taxes are worse in Canada. Even in high tax states like California, it's still better than what it is in Canada, at least where I am. So, but that could change. Like we're going to get a new government soon. They may lower taxes. So. Like they wanted our finance minister, the one who quit before she could be fired. She came up with the idea to tax unrealized capital gains. So if your stock just happens to be up that year, they were going to tax you on it, even if you never sold it.
They're actually going to try doing that shit in Canada.
Well, here's what happened. Here's what's even more insane. They said they were going to do that, but it didn't pass their budget bill, so it wasn't in there. But then our CRA, who is like your IRS, they said, yeah, even though it's not in the budget bill, we have plans to enforce it anyway. So that doesn't even make sense. That'd be like if something didn't pass and the IRS said, yeah, we're going to enforce it anyway. And no one even knows what that means.
Taxing unrealized gains in general is not only unethical, it's theft. Yeah. It is stealing. That is the government stealing from you. Holy shit. I
remember did that come up with Kamala or something? I don't remember that.
Yes. So Kamala said that they were going to tax unrealized gains on people making, I think, $1 million or something a year or something like that. And here's the problem with that. Just even though millionaires would probably be fine being taxed on their unrealized gains, it does more harm than good. Because what is the incentive of being rich or trying to start businesses if you know that you're going to get taxed on your unrealized gains in any asset that you have, whether it's your fucking house, whether it's your fucking stocks? What's the point of that? It's theft. It is straight up theft. I don't care what anybody says. Taxing unrealized gains, just because something increases in value does not mean that you should tax the person who holds the thing. It's like,
Think about this though. If they ever did do that, no one would want to hold their stocks for more than one tax year.
Yeah.
So, because they're like, if we're going to get taxed on the gains anyway, let's just sell it. So
And then there's going to be major sell-offs.
Yeah, but there would be so much volatility that I think covered calls would do unbelievable because they benefit from all that volatility. And the covered call stocks don't go up or down very much. So then it would just be people buying and selling and then covered calls.
I think people would stop paying taxes.
Yeah, totally. It doesn't make any sense. But then also our finance minister came up with the idea, for reasons no one can explain, that like in the spring, she was just going to give everyone $250. If you paid taxes last year, you get a deposit in your account for $250 to, I guess, ease the burden of inflation or whatever, or just because she feels like you should have $250. I'm like, I don't know if that's one like trip to the grocery store, I guess, thanks. But it's like, how about instead you just end our climate tax or whatever that's destroying everything? But, you know, they didn't want to do that. So, but anyway, that's going to be the first thing that's gone, is our climate tax on everything. Because what happens is they tax gas, oil and gas and everything. So they tax, that goes to the farmers who got to make everything, the truck drivers who deliver everything, and all the stuff that's manufactured. So by the time you get to the grocery store, everything's way more. So I don't know. They're talking about doing that. But anyway, she's gone. And so anyway, it's chaos up here, but the end could be coming soon. So I don't know. That's what's going on. But man. Woo, I watched a movie earlier. You ever see Get Him to the Greek with Russell Brand?
Actually, yes. I've seen, I don't think I've seen the whole movie, but I've seen lots of clips from it. And
I forgot P. Diddy was in it. P. Diddy's in it.
Oh, that's right. The Didster.
He's in it like a lot. He plays like the head of the record company. And it was a wild time. But yeah, he did some shady stuff in that movie. Like he makes some prostitute have sex with Jonah Hill. It's like, this is probably stuff Diddy was actually doing.
Oh, Diddy was doing a lot of crazy shit, dude. Diddy was LeBron and Diddy, for allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly for legal purposes, but Diddy was definitely, it definitely seems there was some interesting things going on at them Diddy parties. So
no, but he got hit with so many charges, I lost track of him. I don't even remember everything he's in there for.
How would you feel if I did a Johnson & Johnson baby oil special where I go live in short shorts and I have, I don't know, like 3 bottles of Johnson & Johnson baby oil and I lube myself up for the show?
Yeah, that should be your New Year's special. Ratings bonanza. No, actually, here's what you title it: Baby Oil New Year's Special, and then comma, and then Ratings Bonanza exclamation mark.
But yeah, I'm not afraid to rub baby oil on my body. I'll tell you that. I will do it in front of the camera, and I'll do it because we'll just call the video "Free Diddy New Year" or something, like New Year's resolution Free Diddy. That'll be my New Year's resolution is to free Diddy. So I'll do a baby oil special.
Yeah, just call it baby oil equals views. The P. Diddy New Year's special. I reenact his prison experience.
Oh, no. Oh man.
Diddy's in prison, baby oil special. Diddy party, baby oil Diddy party. New Year's extravaganza.
I'll call it Diddy is innocent, Luigi is guilty.
That's funny. Who's the one? Who's that guy on CNN who always does the New Year's? Anderson Cooper.
Oh, Anderson freaking Cooper. Oh God.
Call it Anderson Cooper's baby oil Diddy party, the New Year's special.
That'd be good. That'd be funny. I'm okay with that.
What if CNN would have you shut down? I don't know. I bet it would get more ratings than actual Henderson Cooper.
Oh man.
Woo. Yeah, maybe do that for the Trump inauguration. I think it's January 20th. Save the baby oil for that. Trump inauguration baby oil Diddy party.
I can see that working.
Floby? You have a Floby, right?
So I have a knockoff. It's a knockoff Floby. Like it's a vacuum suction thing, but it's. I'm thinking about getting a real Floby though here pretty soon, like the actual Floby. It's a little more expensive, but you just put it. You just basically put it on your vacuum.
Yeah.
And you cut your hair with it.
Say, I'm oiling up my Floby for the Trump's inauguration party 2025.
Oh man, absolutely. But
How
no, I
to
love the
oil-
Floby, though. I think it's
how to-
cool. Cool concept.
Yeah, how to oil your Floby. And people will think it's like a mechanical, like this is an instructional video. All right, it's 1 minute 45 seconds left. Canada's up 2-0. I think it's over. Canada wins. We lost to Latvia in overtime somehow. That was a nightmare, but we beat Finland. Then I think we got a game before New Year's. Actually, New Year's Day, they've got a big outdoor hockey game in Chicago at where the Cubs play. What do they call it? Is that not Comiskey? That's where the White Sox play.
Oh, you're talking about something park.
Yeah, what do the Cubs play?
One of the oldest parks of all time.
Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field, yep.
Yeah, they're doing outdoor NHL St. Louis, Chicago, but the Smashing Pumpkins are they're opening. They're playing like at the game. And
no way.
Actually, yeah, I got an email from them saying if you can get to Chicago, we'll give you $100 transportation money if you want to be in the pit for the Pumpkins performance. So I think they're doing like a 2-hour performance before the show or something like that. So it's kind of fun. I don't know how much of it'll be on TV. Like, I don't know if it's just for like people in the park or what it is, but I guess it's like an all-day party. But anyway, Pumpkins are playing an outdoor NHL game at Wrigley Field on the day before New Year's.
Damn, dude. Holy
That'll
shit.
be fun. Cool.
That sounds baller.
Yes, what's going on? So, man, I just made some chili earlier. Do you ever make chili?
I rarely make chili on my own, but I usually just go for the canned stuff. But I really should one of these days actually make my own. I need to make a Garza's chili special, like where I make my own special type of chili. And how do you typically make your chili? What do you do?
I do pretty typical stuff. Like I'll do tomatoes. I do like canned crushed tomatoes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can do diced crushed, whatever they got. Or you can use fresh ones. I use a special chili seasoning we get up here. It's organic. It's got like a dash of ginger in it and a few other things. You can add like a little coffee, some like dark chocolate, whatever you want. But whatever, I add that, and then a little hot sauce, and then like some I'll put like a yellow pepper. I put 2 jalapenos. I put half an onion. I put I squeeze some lime in. I put some chipotle powder too, a little bit of oregano, some coconut oil, just a dash. I put ground beef, no beans. I didn't use any beans. And then, and then I put corn and and then some just
corn's always good in chili, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah, put corn, some salt and pepper. But my big secret ingredient is chunks of pineapple. I put in chunks of pineapple, and the cooking, if you kind of slow cook it, kind of sucks the juice out of the pineapple and makes them like it gives them a bit more texture, but it makes the chili sweeter. So that's my big secret: chunks of pineapple, just like 1 can, or whatever you got. I don't recommend crushed. She's like the bigger chunks. You don't need like the full rings. I guess you can cut them up. But that's my secret. So that way it's sweet and spicy, a little sour from the lime. You get like a bunch of flavors going on. But not everyone likes that. Some people don't like pineapple on pizza, so they probably not going to like this either. But.
Yeah, pineapple on a lot of things I do. I will admit I try to avoid for sure, but
yeah,
it sounds like Hawaiian chili to me, man. I like it. It does sound pretty good. I would say minus the pineapple. I think that everything else you mentioned though is pretty tight, minus the pineapple.
Look at these people trash talking my chili in the chat. Bring that up.
Oh shit, dude. Get the fuck out, dude. No pineapple, says look at these nuts. Let's see. Canada doesn't know how to make chili. Tim, they have chili in Canada, says Yoggers. Oh, dude, this is great, dude. Holy shit.
We have moose meat chili. People make with moose meat. Oh wait, Tim, you're almost American. Oh wait, you're putting strange stuff in the chili. Hopefully we'll change that. I bet you ham and pineapple pizza was probably invented in Canada. Let me see. Where was ham and pineapple pizza invented? Where was ham and pineapple? It was invented in Canada. So
pineapple pizza was?
Yeah, it was in Chatham, Ontario, Canada in 1962 by Greek immigrant Sam Panopoulos.
Oh my God, you guys are responsible for the worst kind of pizza of all time.
No wonder I put in pineapple in the chili.
Nah, it's funny though, dude. Yeah, this is great. Yager says you don't put pineapple in chili. I love it. Man, the chat is passionate about this, dude. They're passionate. They're like, get the fuck out. No pineapple. Dude, the pineapple was the final straw, Tim.
Pineapple is drawing views today. We're bringing it in, but other
Blame
than that,
Canada. Oh, your number one fan. Let's see. Chili cook-off. The lime and
Tish.
corn sounds good. I
Tish
love pineapple. Oh,
delivers.
Tim loves pineapple though. She's on board with your pineapple in the chili.
Tish delivers. I knew she'd come through.
She doesn't fail you, man. She doesn't fail you. That's your number one fan, brother.
Yager's far. How could pineapple be disgusting? Doesn't make any sense.
I think so. Here's the thing: pineapple on its own, I actually do enjoy pineapple, just plain pineapple on its own. I'm not but when it's combined with certain things, it just doesn't feel right. It feels like the textures don't mix. I don't know what it is, but I understand how people like, for instance, pineapple on pizza is the classic example. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I just hate when pineapple is on pizza. It disgusts me. But I'll eat pineapple straight up on its own. It's the weirdest.
Yeah, you're right. Like sometimes the texture can ruin a whole thing if you don't like the texture. Like I used to put cactus pads in my chili. You ever have cactus pads? It's the big, like meaty part of the cactus, like those round things. You ever eat any cactus?
I don't think I've ever ate cactus before, to be honest.
Yeah, for some reason they had it at our grocery store here, so I would buy it and chop it into cubes and put it in the chili. You got to scrape the spines off. Like they've kind of taken the spikes off, but you still got to take a knife and just scrape like there's still some of the spike. And then I just chop it up and slow cook. It kind of tastes like it's just a veggie taste. Kind of tastes like peas or something. But the texture's a little weird because cactus is kind of gummy. It's like a little jelly on the inside almost. Kind of like a firm jelly. So too much of it's kind of messed up. Like I used to put too much and it was kind of gross. Then I learned, you just need a tiny chop it really fine, put a little in. So.
Oh, Yagers is getting disgusted here. Hold on, let's see. Lickity's Nut says, keep your fruits out of my chili. I got a pen. I got a pineapple. Oh, pen pineapple. Oh god. Let's see. Hold on. Pineapple and salt is awesome. And on ham, yum. That's it. And then what the fudge cactus? Hell no, Timmy. Mark says, opinion. I wouldn't want Canada to become part of the United States. Having Canada as its own nation is best. The United States should worry about making its territories into states, if at all. What do you think about all this, Tim? The pineapple debate, the cactus debate, the territories for the U.S. debate, turning Canada. What do you feel about all this?
Yeah, I don't think America would want Canada. It's like Jon Stewart made that joke. He was on Larry King one time, and they're talking about Canada. He's like, I like Canadians. He's like, you got to respect the people who arrive at a continent and say, I'll take the frozen part. Like, no big deal. But it's just kind of frozen up here. There's a lot of mosquitoes in the east. And most of it is just forest. It's just 95% forests and mountains and stuff. So there's not a lot you could do here. Like, it's not like a big economy. We just like to hang out. We're not looking for a lot of money. We watch hockey and we buy, cheap stuff and we just hang out. We just like being outside around the trees is pretty much it. But Oregon's mostly that too. Oregon's got a ton of forests. You got beaches and stuff. So Oregon and Canada aren't that different geographically. It's probably just colder here. That's it. But yeah, you've already got Oregon. You don't need Canada. You've already got Montana. You've got Washington State. Like even a lot of like East California is pretty much just what wilderness too. You got Arizona. You got the Grand Canyon. So there's not really any need for Canada. We've got oil and gas and forests. But I feel like you guys got forests too. Like if you really wanted to cut more trees, you could do that. So I don't really see the point of you guys needing Canada. I don't know what the point would be. So. And I like, we'll just stick it. Oh, here we go. My Mexican friends eat cactus. It's like that's what I said. It tastes just like a veg. It tastes like for me, it tastes like peas. If you ever eat like peas or pea pods.
I bet it's pretty nutritious. I bet cactus, the nutritious factor is probably there.
Yeah, let me see.
Probably pretty good for you.
Benefits of eating cactus is Blood sugar regulation.
Yager says there is beef, fish, deer, hog, chicken. You want cactus? for the love of old Timmy, stop. Man, dude, my boy Yagers is on full caps lock right now.
Google says cactus reduces hangovers. That's why we eat it, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Americans just want your Canadian bitches. You know what? One time I was watching Jersey Shore, and some Canadians had come down to party with them, and the situation said that. He's like, everyone I've ever seen from Canada is hot. He called it Canada. Ever since then, I started calling it Canada. No one seems to even notice. But so maybe you're right. Maybe Jersey Shore was right.
We love you, Tim. You're killing me, old friend.
Okay, other health benefits of cactus. Digestive health, protects brain cells. That's why Mexicans are so smart. Let's see, cardiovascular health, weight loss. That's why I'm so thin. Cactus pads. Reduces hangovers. Antiviral. Eat. Here you go. This is a YouTube exclusive. Eat cactus to stop COVID. It's like you don't need ivermectin, you need cactus pads.
By the way, YouTube, that was just a joke. Don't ban me over a joke. Worst thing they would do is probably put fuck you, YouTube. It's Tim's opinion, though, YouTube, not mine. Just legalities.
Doesn't Google own YouTube? Doesn't Google own YouTube?
I think so. I plead the
fifth. Yeah, well, I'm getting it from Google. YouTube, all I'm reading is what Google told me. This came up on the Google page. Yeah, I like cactus. Like I said, it's not that it's a weird texture. That's what I found out trying to make the last year, trying to perfect the deviled egg. Is texture is everything. Like I was making one where I put chopped up bacon in the filling, but I don't like the texture because you got the smooth part of the yolk and then you got these chunky bacon things in here that you got to chew. And same if you put, like, I was hiding jalapeno slices under the yolk part, and then I was putting the mixture in on top as like a spicy surprise. I didn't like the texture of that either. Everything's soft 1 minute, then you bite into some crunchy thing, and it messes it all up. So it gets all gummy and crunchy. So yeah, that you got to factor that in with your chili too. You know, can't have that's why I don't put bacon in chili, because once it's in there too long, it stops being like crispy and it gets all gummy again.
Yeah.
You have to chop it super fine, basically, which you can do. Chop it super fine, sprinkle some in. Maybe I'll try that next time. I'll do a ham and bacon chili, or a bacon and pineapple chili. There you go. Let's see if there's any more big tweets. Let me tell you what's going on in the world. What the hell is this? Someone Malice attacked someone and she deleted her account. Yeah, some frustrated Canadian who despises Trudeau replaces a Canadian flag hanging off his home with an American flag, and he's got a hat that says, "What does it say? Keep America great." So he's going to keep America great by joining it.
I will say I'm getting a little bit tired at the moment. I wouldn't say I'm going to hit the hay, but I'm going to start winding down here in a bit. Tim, do you have any final words to the audience, though? Like, we'll give you 5 minutes to talk about whatever you want.
Tim, texture. Okay, wait, let me read these. Tim, texture, bacon and chili. Tim, I'm going to puke. Yonkers Farm doesn't like my chili. I'll go rogue. I've gone rogue on chili, and I've put bacon in it before. I'm just going to tell you.
Tish is saying this is a pretty educational YouTube channel, so Tim's bringing the education.
Yeah. We talked about currency. We talked about textures in food. We talked about geography. We talked about, but here's what I'm going to finish it off with: supply chain. You're going to get a supply chain update. I ordered the PPCE and dividend investor sweatshirt with the arrow that goes up to the left. And I ordered it like the beginning of November. And it's like, it gets like to be like halfway through December. And whenever I go to the website, it says it's still in production. It's like, how does it take a month and a half to produce this sweatshirt? And then, so I emailed them and they're like, well, last summer we had to shut down our factory and switch to a new one. And there's all kinds of problems and things are backed up. But, everything should be resolved in a week. I come back a week later, still in production. So I emailed them again. I'm just like, and Canadian, this was like probably like $80 with shipping. So then I was just like,
Wait, does he use Teespring or anything? Or
yeah, it was Teespring. I was getting it from Teespring.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
wow, I'm surprised Teespring is so fucking slow with it. I mean, there are a lot of content creators out there that rely on Teespring to print on demand a lot of their stuff. So I mean, maybe that's crazy.
That's what we don't get, because I bought a shirt off Teespring once and it was like fast. So anyway, and then finally I'm just like, hey, it's now almost 2 months since I ordered it, and this T-shirt is still in production, or the sweatshirt. I'm just like, it's like a hoodie, and I'm just like, hey, if you're not able to fulfill the order, can I just get a refund? I thought they would say, don't worry, we're gonna speed it up and you'll get it soon. Instead, they're like, okay, we have processed your refund. They just cleared my account today. I got like $70 in there. It's just sort of funny because it's like, you know. And I ordered another thing, actually from the Bank Green Committee, another hoodie off their website. But we had a postal strike in Canada, so that's stuck in the mail somewhere. I got my dad. One of the things I got him was Saskatoon berry jam, which is this jelly you can only get in Canada. It's just like a berry we have here. I ordered that. That got stuck in the mail. So I had to run to 10 different places around Vancouver to try and find some. I ended up in this artisan market with like 100 stalls. And I went to this cheese place that had some that I found. So, and I brought those, which by the way, I don't think my family got, I don't think they understood my gift. It was like all local stuff. Yeah, it's like maple syrup, birch syrup. I had local sea salt from the beaches here that someone makes by hand. And the Saskatoon berry jam. I had these like little waffle things they give here with like maple syrup in them and stuff. I got like local soap. I got local tea. And I'm just trying to explain to them, yeah, this is all still like, I don't think they really got it. They're like, huh? I'm like, it's just stuff you can't get in Laguna. That's all in it. And they're like, oh, okay. I don't know. I don't understand. It's like, all right, whatever. Never mind. But anyway, they got me a Lululemon like thing that I think you're supposed to sweat in. I don't know. So, hey, let's check the chat one more time. I couldn't hang with drinking. I told you what happens. My favorite too. I love this channel. I'm having tequila and lime. Yager's Farm. I'm eating peanut butter and crackers. It won't look good on my lap. You criticize my chili. I have been banned from hundreds of places just being me. Anyway, that's how we're finishing. We're finishing strong, but yeah, supply chain, Teespring. I was going to order more stuff from them, but now I don't know if it would ever show up. Maybe I'll check back in 6 months and try get something simple like a mug and see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes me kind of doubtful to use Teespring unless it's just isolated to PPCE or something like that.
They didn't say it was, but it's just all it was a navy blue sweatshirt. It said dividend investor on the front with an arrow like going up this way. That's all it was. And like all you gotta do is get the blue sweatshirt and print it. It probably takes like 5 minutes. And they're just like, yeah, we switched factories. It's like I gave them an extra week and they still whatever. They paid me back. So man, that's what's going on. All right, we covered a lot of ground. We're ready for 2025. Maybe I'll check it at the end of January. We'll do a 2020, or maybe the Trump inauguration or something. Maybe we'll do something for that.
Oh, I'm excited for the Trump inauguration, man. That's gonna be dope, dude. Because I'm still shocked that things are going our way so much. Like yeah. I really am. Like I really thought that this was gonna be a crazy. There was a part of me, even though I believed that Kamala was not popular, and I turned out I was right, there was still a part of me that was like, what if she wins this? Holy shit. We're going to have to do 4 more years of bullshit. Yeah. And America basically said, no, we put our foot down. We don't want any more woke. We're done with woke. And America's done with woke people. We're done with the woke shit. We're not having it.
Yeah, it seems like everything's kind of going against it now, and woke's on the way out. That's the other thing about these people in this mansion. Like at one point, it was like, you know how they do that thing? They'll take like Charlie Kirk or Ben Shapiro or whatever, or Destiny, and they'll put 25 people around them, and they run up to the chair to debate him.
Oh God, the Jubilee fucking.
That's what it felt like. I was at. I was like surrounded in front of the wine cellar with people trying to debate me on stuff. And it was just like, they was all coming one after another, bang, bang, bang.
Did you show them, by the way, did you show them my show, The People of the Mansion?
No, I forgot to mention that. I just showed them. Yeah, sometimes they go on YouTube.
Be like, you should see this guy. He's more radical than I am. He's crazier than I am.
Yeah, I should have gone anyone when you had your shirt off. I should have gone to that one.
The one where I'm folding my clothes with a tie. There's one I had like I think you saw that one probably. The one where I had like I had no shirt on and nothing but a black tie and my red short shorts. And I was folding laundry because I got my new Pixel 8 phone. And I was wanting to film. I was wanting to film with it to see how good the camera was. And my God. It inspired my brother to make a fake book. I'm going to show the crowd one more time the book. You can't buy this anywhere, folks.
What's your book?
I'm going to be doing a live reading, though, for all you guys. I'm going to be doing a live reading, chapter by chapter. So it's going to be in a series. Anyway, this is what it looks like. You'll find it at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Walmart, your local bookstore in the free bin. There's testimonials, by the way. There's fake testimonials on the back. A delightful and quirky journey that brilliantly juxtaposes the joy of cleansing. These are it's ridiculous, but it's fun to read. Chapter 2 is about the bathmate basics. So you'll learn how to do the proper pumping technique on your wiener with the hydro cock pump, just to let everybody know. And it's going to be disturbing.
It should say on the back, available at Barnes & Noble, Ben & Jerry's, Siegfried and Royce.
Oh, dude. Holy shit. And available at a Toys R Us near you.
Yeah, this is the first official Toys R Us book club book of the month. You know what? They should put an Oprah's book club like sticker on the front. That would have been nice.
What I could do is I could print out an Oprah's book club picture, cut it out, and then just tape it on with clear tape onto the book.
No, forget that. Kamala's book club.
Oh no. Yeah, I'll do that. That sounds good to me. Holy shit.
Maybe Dr. Joe Biden's book club first ever selection. That'd be so funny.
That's too good, man. Woo. All right, man. Any more final words you could think of before we call this thing done for the night?
Yeah, it should have said on the back of the book, the official Bible of Coos Bay, Oregon.
It probably is. This should be.
As seen at the Trump inauguration, the official book he was sworn in on.
Oh, man, that's good.
Yeah, it should have a picture of Trump, and he's got his hand on it, and he's being sworn in with this actual book that like someone's holding. That's what it should be on the back.
Oh, that's too freaking good, man. I love it.
All right, it's party. Okay, I'm going to get it together. But maybe I'll check in around the inauguration. We'll see what's going on.
Well, I appreciate you, buddy. All right, I'll be doing more lives, more crazy lives. Like I said, I'll be reading this book here soon enough. Reading chapter 2 soon enough. Don't know when, but it'll be happening here pretty soon. But anyway, I'll let you go. I'll let you go, partner.
All right, I'll see you later. Have a good one.
I see you later, man. Bye.
Bye.
All right, folks, we're ending the live stream. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate every one of you. And Mike and his Daisy Dukes, yes. Thank you, Tish. Tish is officially Tim Smith's #1 fan, so make note of that. It's dope as hell. And yeah. Tim and Mike and Tish. These nuts. Hell yeah, dude. Have a good night, Yoggers. All right, I'll catch y'all later. I'm out. I'm going to eat some pizza.